close to just having like a talk about like a grab bag, a wild card podcast, like a Wild Draw 4 podcast. There wasn't shit for news up until Wednesday of this week.
It all happened suddenly.
Looking at this, like, why is the GameStop buying eBay is the most hot story? Fuck that guy. I hate that guy. But fortunately, we were saved by a bunch of big stuff that just happened right at the last minute. So that means there is a RageSelect podcast. Welcome back to it. I'm Jeff.
I'm Mike.
We got a Star Fox Direct. We got thing is, I don't know how I didn't know this. They announced that Stranger Than Heaven thing, Stranger Paradise. That's the Final Fantasy game, isn't it?
Stranger Than Heaven.
Stranger Than Heaven. Yeah, Stranger in Paradise. That's the
Chaos one.
Yeah, Final Fantasy.
Chaos.
Listening to fucking Frank Sinatra on his iPod.
Why he fights Chaos.
I feel like someday I need to go back and play that game because it was just like, what the fucking hell is happening?
Sometimes I forget about it, and I thought it was like a fever dream. You know what I mean? Like anytime somebody explains it to you, you're like, that's not a real game.
That's not a real thing. What are you doing, Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy, what do you... I mean, then you look at like what Dissidia is right now on the phone game that came out. It's all like modern day. Like they're all just hanging around like modern day Harajuku, like going to fucking boba shops and shit.
Didn't even realize that. Okay.
And there's just like Titus just walking into a fucking like, you know, sushi bar. And I'm like, what?
Square Enix is weird.
Anyway, I could talk about how silly that is for a long time. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about this week. Before we get there, my God, 2 mediocre movies this week that were thematically similar. I was hoping that one of them would be good.
Okay.
And they were both just kind of
What were they?
I watched They Are Going to Kill You.
Oh, okay.
Which is that Zazie Beetz movie. It's got Heather Graham and Patricia Arquette and a bunch of other people.
That looked like it could be cool.
About a lady that goes to a hotel and some shenanigans ensue, and then she got to fucking do her best Kill Bill impression. And it was like, I have this all the time. I don't know if you have this. I'm watching this movie and I'm like, damn it, there's like 70% of a movie that I would really like in here.
Oh yeah,
like it's just not like.
I hate it when that happens. It's just like, because especially when you watch something like or somebody tells you the premise of it, and you're like, that sounds like everything I have ever wanted.
Yep.
And you watch it and you're like, this is so fucking close.
Yep.
But god damn it just doesn't do it.
I think that happened to me a lot with Smile, the first Smile movie, where I was like,
the Smile movie,
man, there's a point to be made in here, but you're not good enough to make this point.
Yes.
And I feel like we were gonna, or they're going to kill you. Like it either needed to go like completely Dead Alive crazy, or it needed like 3 more rewrites and to be better, because it was just kind of okay to dumb to that was pretty cool, but like none of it was really all that great.
Yeah, the last time that happened to me that I can think of right away is that was it El Camino something or something? Was that one with Chris Hemsworth at a hotel or some thing in like the 60s or 70s or something?
Oh boy.
And when you look at it, you're like, this sounds
Bad
like
Times
it would
at
be
the El Royale.
yeah, that's what I think. That's what it was. I don't know why El Camino popped in my head, but that's how forgettable the movie was after a while. But on paper, that movie sounded awesome with this amazing cast, this amazing little premise, and then you watch it and you're like, that happened, I guess.
Yeah.
That was okay. Nothing really was worth it there. You're so close to being a good movie.
And then I Ready or Not 2 Here I Come or whatever was like, got a lot of really good ratings, and I watched it. I was like, I don't think you motherfuckers know what made Ready or Not 1 good, because have you seen the original Ready or Not?
I have seen the original.
Okay,
and that movie is pretty great.
It's great. No, I love it. I bought it. I bought that movie so I could watch the last 10 minutes of it whenever I was drunk.
That's great.
I didn't want to have to fuck around. I was like, here's $10. I just want to be able to watch the last 10 minutes whenever I'm drunk and I feel like it.
It's a very good movie.
But okay, so in that movie, so the premise of Ready or Not 2 is that Samara Weaving's character is basically taken to kind of do the same thing again. It's like there's this multinational.
Well, it's one of those ones where it's like the same premise, but we've expanded it.
Right. It's kind of like the way that John Wick has expanded in ways that I didn't really give a shit about, because I cared about him with the dog. and his wife. I didn't care about the fucking Suicide Girl,
the secret society thing
hotline. Yeah. Whereas here it's like, oh well, there turns out there's like a whole globe spanning organization of Satan people, and now she's got to do the same thing from the first movie with them, but also her sister is here for some reason.
Doesn't it sound like one of those direct-to-DVD sequel type plots?
Yeah. Well, that was why I couldn't understand why I was getting such high marks.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, well, if what you got out of Ready or Not was the like Samara Weaving running around, screaming, fighting people, trying to survive against these fucking lunatics, I guess most of that is here. The thing is that the first movie had this second layer, like a really solid second layer of like being in a relationship, meeting somebody's family, not getting along with their family.
Some patriarchy stuff.
All the stuff inside of the family with the two brothers and how the one left and how the one is kind of tired of like the fucking worshiping the devil stuff. I mean, come on, guys. It's been out for a long time. You could go watch it, all right?
Honestly, even that stuff isn't that spoilery.
Right.
Overall, when you watch the film.
Yeah. You're talking about the first 20 minutes. And so, but like the thing is that's all about a woman marrying into a family and then some fucked up shit happens.
It's a lot of fun for that reason.
You actually cannot do that if the second movie is about a multinational cabal of Satan worshipers like doing this for corporate reasons. Like none of those hooks are there, right?
Like your other hook is, well, now she has her sister there.
Right.
Well, why do I care about that? Like, was she mentioned before this point?
No. Explicitly in the first movie, they had to write their way out of this because explicitly in the first movie, she was like, I have no family. My parents are dead. I have no siblings, because that was why they were keen to murder her.
Yes.
But then they just wrote this. It was a real, and then the fucking Emperor returned moment when they just kind of hand waved this thing away, and it was like, I guess, but I remember what happened in the first movie.
Well, that's what I mean though, because I remember when Ocean's 8 came out, and everyone's like, I really like Ocean's 8. I'm like, how? How do you like Ocean's 8?
I never watched that.
That movie's the most direct-to-DVD sequel ever made that I've seen in quite some time, which was just they're like, we remember Danny Ocean. He's super dead. No one's ever been deader. And you know who we're following now? His sister that we've never mentioned at any point.
Nobody ever talked about
you've ever heard of. And she's gonna get a whole bunch of women, and they're gonna go do a heist, but nothing ever goes wrong the entire time. We're like, this movie's terrible.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you people?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like it reminded me that the best horror movies they've got like a subtext to them that's doing something else in addition. Like I watched it's not I don't want to make it sound, because the movie was like better than okay, but not super great. I watched that movie Good Boy a little while back. It was all from the dog's perspective, and there was kind of this whole thing in the movie where like the dog's owner is dying of unspecified disease. Yeah. And there's parts in that movie where he's mean to his dog, and I'm like, man, when I was really young and I got frustrated, I ended up being mean to my dog, and then I ended up feeling really shitty about it, and that was good because then I was not mean to my dog anymore. Yeah. Like that's something that you can look at and tie onto. It's like, I've not been kidnapped by a global cabal of Satan worshiping fucking Elijah Woods and then forced into a death game. Okay, like this is not a relatable experience. Getting married to somebody, meeting your in-laws, meeting your significant other's siblings. All of this are things that are much more relatable. Maybe not to everybody, but much more relatable than getting kidnapped by the global cabal of fucking super Satans. Like,
the most horrifying experiences are ones that you can see yourself accidentally ending up in.
Right.
Like my friends and I decided to go like Evil Dead is basically my friends and I decided to go get an Airbnb.
Right.
And things went horribly wrong.
Right.
The type of thing.
Or like Hostel.
Or Hostel's another good example.
You go to a thing and somebody's like, you should go to this hostel, and you're like, that sounds great. And then you go, I did that. There was a place in Greece where we went, and it was like recommended by other backpackers, and we went there because we were just like, I don't know where to go. I could have been hosteled, but I couldn't have been kidnapped by Elijah Wood super Satans. That's just not a thing. It's kind of why I don't find the movie Sinister very scary, because I'm like, well, I don't have children, so
that is the funniest thing about Sinister.
I'm safe from the Bagul. Like that motherfucker's not on my radar.
He's just watching me play video games all day, and he has nothing to do.
He's like, come on, fuck, and I'm like, no. He's like, God damn it, I want wanted to kill him.
Yeah, an incel would be his worst nightmare.
That's right.
He wouldn't know what to do with it.
Cargill,
He's
you
like,
can
stop
have
watching
that
Andrew
one.
Tate.
You can have that one for free. That's Sinister 3, Bagul's Purgatory.
Andrew Tate.
Yes. Yeah, so that was I really wanted. I tell you what, I'll do a little sneak preview here. I thought the Mario movie was out this week. It's coming out like at the end of next week, I think.
Yeah, my TV kept going available now on digital, and I kept clicking it. And it's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So just out of desperation, I was looking up high-rated things, and I watched the first 4 episodes of that Maul Shadow Lord.
The what?
There's a Darth Maul 10-episode CG thing.
Maul as in Darth Maul. So,
yes.
Sorry. My thought was like a mall.
Oh, shopping mall? Yeah.
With some dark tones in it. I was like, what?
It seems pretty good so far. I'll let you guys know next week. So
I literally forgot that existed. So that's
yep.
I was literally picturing like Paul Blart fighting like a shadow organization.
Insanely high review scores. Insanely high across the board. Everyone, Metacritic, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes.
I've heard good things. Sam Witwer really loves Star Wars, and he really goes all in whenever he has to do Darth Maul.
I'm gonna see how it goes. I'll let y'all know. Michael, what about you? What do you got for me? Anything like good, exciting?
Besides Invincible Versus, but the only reason I'm not going to bring that up is because I actually talked about it quite a bit when we did our playthrough for it.
Yeah.
But I've been playing a lot of Saros since because when we did the playthrough or the Let's Plays that we did, I hadn't played it yet, but I've been playing it since then.
Yeah.
And I really, really like it a lot because, as we mentioned before, it's like Returnal, but I don't want to throw my controller at the wall every 20 minutes.
I was reminded that Returnal has no real power scale, no persistent upgrades, right? So that it gets easier and easier and easier.
No, it's all reflex.
It's all just like it's Spelunky.
It really wants you to be fucking live, die, repeat as much as humanly possible. But luckily, Saros was like, okay, we heard the feedback we got on that game. We're going to make it a little easier. And the reason I say a little easier is because there's still moments you're going to run into that make you go, dear God, I am not built for this type of thing. Because the casual audience, every now and then, because I've been seeing people say that it is still too hard for them.
Yep.
But sometimes because you have to get past a certain point for it to really start opening up the things that make it easier. For instance, the second chance thing, I don't think you get until after you beat the first
I think
boss,
that's right.
Which is like one of the things that they were advertising like crazy.
Yep.
And when you fight that first boss,
you're like, I could have done it if I had a second chance.
Yeah, if I had a second chance the first time, I probably could have done it. Yeah. Although ironically enough, I did beat it the first try, but that's because I had died enough times earlier to get enough. Because I realized very early on that I'm like, I need to be able to buy these upgrades.
Right.
But the only way to do it is to just die before I get to a certain point.
Sure.
And so I didn't do it on purpose necessarily, but I ended up doing that a few times. And so I ended up getting the upgrades that were good enough to keep me alive long enough to beat the boss on the first try. And so once you get the second chance stuff, the stuff opens up a lot more. There's way more upgrades that make you survive a lot longer. Way more guns that are a lot cooler as well.
Oh, you didn't even know yet.
Yeah,
you don't even know yet.
Yeah, I don't even know yet is the thing. One gun that was fucking very difficult to use, but was very satisfying once you really figure it out, which is the it's like the one manual gun in the game. It's like the one specific hand cannon that doesn't auto aim.
There's a mark in the upper right hand corner of all of the weapons. It's like an orange square with little doobly doos in it. If that's there, it's a manual aim weapon. If not, it is an auto aim weapon.
Yeah, those manual ones are really fun.
They're a lot more powerful, but
they're super powerful. But you really have to focus. I accidentally walked into the boss with it, and I was like, "Oh, this was a bad time."
Yep.
But yeah, it's a great game. I really love the performances in it.
It's got a really good story too. It's got a really good story.
I really like the story.
You haven't even gotten that far into it.
I haven't yet, but every time I get a glimpse of the story, and every single data entry is fascinating. My favorite thing in the entire game is it's not something the game tells you to do, which is that when you play the game, when you're looking at the data bank entries, there's these little squiggly sections, and if you it never tells you this. Once you go into the Eclipse, look into those data entries, and you see some just unsettling things, but some that also just made me laugh out loud.
You're like, how are you yelling at me, fucking Codex? Stop yelling at me.
Yeah, I remember one of them that just said dance, 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 and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But they're like, it's great because you find yourself just like deeply unsettled because it's like a normal a normal thing, and then it'll say like fear of commitment or something, and you're just like, what's happening?
it's so interesting, and this just happens really early, so I don't feel like it's a big thing, but it's so interesting the way that once you trigger the eclipse, your suit starts talking in a real fucking end of Metal Gear Solid 2 kind of way to you, where you're like, Arjun, do you just want to like turn this off, maybe, or like get some pants somewhere?
Well, my favorite thing is Arjun does react to it.
Yes,
he'll walk into something and he's like, "Hey, how come it's doing it? Because the yellow touches everything."
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's good. And once you hit the third biome, I think it opens up the little difficulty thing. I just set that thing to give myself a lot of power and breeze through the rest of the game. I was not interested in spending a billion years min-maxing everything, and I still had a couple of roadblocks that I got to. Great though,
but no, it's great. And even there's a bunch of side characters that you talk to in your hub, and they also make you sort of unsettled as it goes on.
Yep.
There's one guy, he's just like poetry, and you're like, well, that's kind of nice. And then it goes on, and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna need you to lie down.
Just everybody in there needs to fucking smoke a bowl and just like chill out a little bit. Like, including the computer.
Yes.
The computer also needs to fucking chill the shit out.
Everyone needs to chill the fuck out. I love it a lot. If you guys liked Returnal at all, I highly recommend it. If you like the idea of Returnal and wanted something a little easier, I also recommend it.
Yeah.
And also, if you just like Raul Coley, I also recommend it, because that guy is a good actor. He's a lot of fun.
It's so weird to be like...
He's also giving people tips on Instagram for the game, because he beat it himself too. So people have been messaging him going, hey, how do I get past the first boss? Okay, what you want to do is you want to focus on this one thing that happens, and then hit R1 at this moment or whatever. I was like, God damn it, this is great.
It's a strange recommendation to be like, I recommend this to people who played Returnal and liked it, but it was too hard for them and gave up. Those are the people I think should play Saros, because I've seen a lot of like hardcore Returnal people online being like, it's too easy, and I'm like, fuck you, turn on the hard modifiers and get out of my fucking face.
There's a bunch of modifiers. That's the other thing. If you think it's too easy, the game is literally designed to modify it in a way that make it harder.
Yep.
So if you really, really want to have your dick kicked enough times, that's what you should do with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Highly recommend it.
Speaking of get your dick kicked in, let's talk about Star Fox. That wasn't really any.
That was very strange.
That was apropos of nothing. But you know what? That's
Speaking
what I had.
of word, how sometimes birds have their dicks in their bodies, I guess.
Yeah. So Star Fox was in the stupid Super Mario Galaxy movie. They showed a little clip. I didn't watch it, but apparently that was a little bit of an opening, because Nintendo is doing a remake of Star Fox 64.
Yeah, boy.
And like at first I was like, okay, I need to watch this, because the last time the Nintendo made a Star Fox game, I was like, I don't know how you could have missed the point harder. And that was the one that came after the GameCube game where you just get out of your R-Wing at the very beginning and fucking play play Jack and Daxter for 14 hours or whatever.
There's Adventure, and then there was Assault.
And there was a tower defense with Slippy's uncle or something.
Well, that was the one that you're talking about, which was bad because it came with that.
Yeah,
it was a free game. Was the tower assault with Slippy and his uncle or some shit.
Yeah.
Which was super bad.
Anyway, so we got a nice little cutscene here. Looks like everybody's okay. So reason the R-Wings they're all working. We got a lot of new designs for our Star Fox characters. Slippy is now moist, and you all are just gonna have to live with that, even though that word people don't like that word. But
people don't like that fact that Slippy is moist is actually the issue.
He's very moist.
Nobody wants to think that moist involves Slippy.
I gotta be honest, Michael. The first time I saw Fox, I was like, oh, I didn't know that they cast the fantastic Mr. Fox for this.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who thought that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I saw it, I'm like, oh, it's the fantastic Mr. Star Fox.
Yeah, I kept waiting for him to like get a big plate of pancakes and do that.
And then George Clooney's voice was going to come out.
Everybody else looks pretty normal, and I can't put my finger on what it is about Fox that doesn't work for me. But
part of it for me is that his head slouches forward, which I didn't realize until I like really looked at Fox for a bit.
Yeah,
because what they did was it's almost as if a fox was actually forced into a suit and forced to stand up or to sit up.
It's like
so
an
his
internet
head is
video
forced
where
forward.
somebody's just holding a fox underneath clothes.
So his head is a little more forward than normal fox's head is. Like it is more like an actual dog that's sitting up, which is fucking weird to look at.
I think that it might be his snout is like thinner like a normal fox's is.
Oh, yeah.
And you could like see all of his individual teeth, like Ugly Sonic.
Well, they went too far into the realism for their designs.
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome on the R-Wing, because, like, you look at the R-Wing. It's the R-Wing looks like the way the Transformers movie does, where it's, like, all of the gears and shit, and you could see that being a real machine.
All kinds of little places where they're telling you not to step or to keep clear.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Really cool shit like that. And then it cuts to, like, Falco, and you're just like, that's a little awkward to look at.
I thought Falco looked fine, to be honest.
He looks just a little. Well, it's not that. It's not the face that catches me off guard. It's later down the line where they show that they all now have the appendages of whatever their animal is.
Oh,
so he has like bird legs.
Oh,
instead of his like, wearing the boots, because a lot of people forget that like these Star Fox characters have just like they're anthropomorphic and not just like the animal in an outfit
shoved into a suit.
Yeah. Which like they're more like BoJack Horseman looking in the normal Star Fox than they are in this.
They're wearing Hotline Miami animal heads.
Yeah. This is more like the way Zootopia deals with some of their animals. I feel like.
So we get a little bit of a beginning. Looks fucking StarFox.exe. It's third person.
Yeah, it looks
great. Action. You got the thing is, I'm not really super qualified to talk about this in relation to Star Fox 64 because I never fucking played Star Fox 64.
I played it and I didn't play it, if that makes sense. I didn't own a 64. A lot of people, I know me and you have mentioned this on mic a lot of times. We both didn't grow up with a 64.
Yeah.
We had friends or family who had one.
Yeah.
We went to their house, so we never really sat down and played the plot campaign of one of these games all the way through because it wasn't ours.
Yeah.
And most of the time, if you were there, you were hanging out with somebody who, if you were playing that game, you were watching them playing that game.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And it still looks very much like what that game was, just super nicer, except for all these cutscene things are new.
Yeah.
Like none of these things were really part of it. Because Star Fox 64 was still very much like Star Fox 1, except that whenever you were actually in the fight, that's when people would be talking to you more often than not.
Yeah.
It wasn't more, and whenever they were talking to you on the menu, it was like, which planet you want to go to, and it was, the general or Peppy being like, well, Star Fox, you want to go here because of this thing or that thing. And so this is the reason I'm excited for this, is because this feels like an actual story mode version of Star Fox that we haven't really gotten. Because I never played Star Fox Zero, but that still felt like it was doing kind of what Star Fox 64 was doing when it came to like cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because Assault had some cutscenes here and there as well, but not like the way these are, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, we saw, I don't know. It was funny to me to see that I didn't realize Star Fox 64 was where we started doing the stupid, like, also there's a tank, also there's a fucking submarine. We had to put all three colors of Centurions into Star Fox. I was like, I come from a land of just one thing, just airplanes that go to space, motherfucker. Like, that's all we got.
Yeah, 64 is really where everything got a little... Like they really wanted them to see like a team of mercs that weren't just pilots.
Yeah,
which was both a good and a bad thing depending on who you ask.
I do like though that they've got the kind of the stage, the way that the stages you kind of pick your way through the overall map, and depending on which stages you go to, different things happen. They do show in here that there's like kind of different. Some stages are on rails, some stages are big and open where it's like a big dogfight. Some have like alternate paths through them. They show kind of one where they go through a waterfall instead of kind of around the other side, and they show off a bunch of different planets, and they've all got a bunch of different creepy crazy stuff and things to shoot. Some of them, like I said, are on rails.
They're also gorgeous as hell.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I mean, this is the nicest Star Fox has ever looked, in my opinion.
Unreal Engine 5 to me, but I mean, I don't know if it's just that, but yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I don't know. See, Star Fox is on a bit of a timeout in my brain, right? I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not willing to give Star Fox the benefit of the doubt because I did buy and play Star Fox Zero for all of 4 hours before being like, no, never.
Well, this is the reason I'm more trustful of this, is because Star Fox Zero, it took the weirdest chances, whereas Star Fox 64 is just normal Star Fox with some added stuff to it.
Yeah.
that isn't stupid, unless depending on what your thoughts are on the Landmaster are.
Yeah,
but I still really like a lot of I just really like the original story of Star Fox, and they've expanded more on stuff that happened in Star Fox 64. Specifically, there's a new prologue in the game that they mentioned that was like throwaway line stuff originally, involving what was his name?
Dad McLeod, whatever his name is.
Dangmar.
Oh yeah,
because he's with Wolf's team, and he mentions, he's like, yeah, you know, me and Peppy used to be part of original Star Fox before I you know fucking betrayed the shit out of your dad. And so we didn't really know a lot about his dad outside of that in that original game.
Yeah. There's also some
they've expanded on everything.
Difficulty options with, you know, you get a little bit more health and a little bit less penalization and continues and stuff like that. There's a challenge mode. There's also like online multiplayer, which
that one makes sense though, because the 3DS had the dog fighting thing. With each other, your friends.
I guess. I feel like this appeals to 1% of the people that are they're interested in buying this game. Like, there's only 3 multiplayer maps, and it's 4-on-4, and there's like a, you know, kind of a dogfighting one and some objective-based ones. Probably the most interesting thing was the idea that if you have the dumb Switch 2 camera, it'll point at your face and then it'll make you into a Star Fox VTuber.
Yeah, it's got the avatar options where you could be any of the specific pilots, and it reacts to your face. Yeah. And also the other thing that's cool is that if you own it, you can play. Other people can just play it with you through sharing.
Yeah, for game
which
share,
is really fun.
They got like mouse targeting if you want to do it that way. I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of a full suite of stuff.
And then they have the 2-player-ish. I'm using quotey fingers mode, where one person's the gunner and the other person's the pilot.
Yes, little brother mode.
Yeah, which is kind of fun depending on what your thoughts are on that.
If it was really little brother mode, it would be like, no, we said there's 2 players, but it turns out this other controller isn't actually hooked up to anything.
Yeah,
so.
That's the actual real one.
I don't know who in the world, who's the person that's playing Star Fox. It's like, okay, Michael, you got to come over. We're going to play Star Fox together. I'm going to drive and you're going to shoot. And it's like, God, that sounds like we're all both going to play half a game and it's going to be bad.
The only other time I ever did that with a game was the Starsky and Hutch game.
What?
There was a Starsky and Hutch game where one person, if it was a 2-player mode, one person was the driver and the other one was... So one person was
like
Starsky.
Light gun?
And the other one was Hutch, and you had to use the gun to shoot them.
Yeah.
And that was the closest I've ever done to doing this.
We got a release date of June 25th, right around the corner, so that's good. It's about a month and change away.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing about this, is that they announced it, and they're like, by the way, this comes out next month.
Yep.
Like, I was expecting, like, fall or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That actually makes me very excited. This might be the first actual game I buy for my Switch 2, basically.
I don't think that they did this like face mapping VTuber thing any favors by doing it with the weird fucking Fox McCloud avatar.
I'm more excited to see what the internet does with this.
I'm not. Dirty things.
Well, no, that, and I want to see like just like those dumb YouTube videos where it's just like Star Fox just tells everybody off type of thing.
Yeah,
that'd be really funny.
Also, I don't know why it's like if you're game sharing, you can watch the other people and somebody else in your party is playing Star Fox. Instead of seeing their gameplay, you could opt to just look at their weird, dumb, fantastic Mr. Fox face, I guess.
Oh, yeah, which I think is also really funny.
That's fucking weird. I mean, like in a normal multiplayer, it's not like you're going to be looking at the other people's avatars.
True. But I appreciate that it shows the jankiness of it, though, because it's not like perfect when you're watching them. It just looks really funny because of it.
Yeah. There's a reason why we make VTubers like fucking anime waifus, so you don't see how weird they look.
100%.
You can play with the N64 controller if you want.
The one that's the online one, if anybody's curious.
Yep. And what else?
They just showed the prologue, and that was
they showed they ended up with the prologue. So yeah, I mean,
the prologue looks great. I really like the James McLeod's design quite a bit in this as well.
Oh, he's wearing fucking aviator sunglasses in a spaceship.
Well, they got like the tech inside of them.
Fucking okay.
You can see it in the eye. It's like a little scouter thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Because that was his design originally. They just added some stuff to it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Star Fox. There's a new Star Fox coming. I don't know. I also I said it before we started. I feel like this game is also like Nintendo saw that other Star Fox that indie developer was making.
We were both really excited, going, "Mio, I wish there was another Star Fox."
Yeah,
and somebody in the background was like, "Do you know?" That was the other thing that the other gag that I saw was like, "I want a Star Fox game." Is like in the monkey paw curls,
right? Yeah, what's it called? Wild. God, fuck off.
Wild Blue. And I remember being like, that's really cool. If only Nintendo did something with Star Fox.
Wild Blue Skies? Yeah, it's Wild Blue Skies is what it's called now. But I mean, this shit is like just fucking like, again, just Star Fox is Star Fox. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I guess we'll have an interesting question if this comes out this year to be like, who does Star Fox better, indie developers or Nintendo at this point?
It's hard to tell nowadays. But what I find interesting now is that Wild Blue is kind of keeping the original fun cartooniness of original Star Fox.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo decided to go the opposite route and make it as realistic looking as possible. Yeah, I just find that interesting that we now have two opposing forces.
It's true. So, very true.
Well, hopefully these both end up going well, in my opinion.
Hey, at least it's a reason to buy a Nintendo Switch too.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, eventually they'll have enough that people will actually do one. I hear. I mean, we got the leaker saying that there's also supposed to be an Ocarina of Time remake coming out at some point this year.
Yeah, that's still the original. That was the other thing. That was what surprised everybody, is that people are wondering if they did this to maybe get ahead of a leak.
Yeah.
Possibly. So, I don't know.
The internet is having fun with this, as they always do. I think the one that I saw was what the DLSS 5 enabled with the original, and then the new one.
My favorite is there's one that just said, I can't believe they made the Star Fox team unfuckable.
Yeah. Here's a tweet from the main Discord I'm in. I'm not a furry, but this is the least fuckable Fox McCloud has ever looked.
My favorite is somebody saying that about Falco, and the reply was just like, these are all the positions I would fuck Falco in right now. Which also made me laugh really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun stuff. You can always trust the internet to... what's that character in there?
No, that's just the Patrick.
Okay, there we go. Gag. Somebody shoved Fantastic. But wait, that's not even Fantastic.
No,
Mr.
it's like
Fox.
a crackhead fox or something.
Yeah, that's the meme. So yeah, having a good time with that.
I'm very excited, but I get why people are a little weird about those designs.
I'm cautiously optimistic. The thing is, I have a policy of like, if you do right by me, I'm willing to get excited for your thing. But if you do me wrong, then I'm going to be like, I don't know if that stove is hot. I'm going to wait to let somebody else touch it before I put my hand anywhere near it. Like,
I'm just waiting to start playing it and being like, I'm ready to have a good time. And Wolf just bursts into my living room going, I can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Right.
I'm like, fuck. I've been tricked again, Nintendo.
Let's see. We also have we had an Xbox Presents Stranger Than Heaven look. This was really interesting because there was more, like, this game has been a real question mark.
Yeah, it's been a very big mystery. They've every now and then they'll show a new trailer and get the smallest bit of information out of it.
Yeah. The last time they were very explicit about this game being in 6 different time periods.
Oh, okay.
So it's 1910s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Oh, okay.
Actually 40s. I don't know if they have the 30s. They might not have the 30s. Anyway,
it's because they went with the minions to live in the frozen time or whatever.
And what's strange about it is that I was watching this and then I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to follow like a bunch of different characters through this whole time period. And in this, they were like, no, it's the same guy through the entirety of the thing.
I kind of like that, actually.
It's like when the main character is young, so the plot of the game, apparently, or at least the setup, is that the main character is the son of an American like salesman or something, and like a Japanese woman, and they went all over the world, and he doesn't have like super good English, and then the dad dies, and then the fucking 1910 racists are like, get out of here. half breed, and then the mom dies because she's all stressed out for that. And so the kid just like jumps on a boat. He's like, I want to go to Japan where people look like me, I guess. And it turns out that boat was driven by Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, which is a hell of a reveal, by the way.
And so on the boat, he meets this other guy, and then it's there's this whole saga of them through their entire lives, like, you know, kind of making a name for themselves and like kind of fostering this Yakuza stuff. So yeah, all these pictures you're seeing of this one guy are the same guy.
Okay.
And
I know they're all played by the same actor, but I don't know if they're the same guy.
So yeah. So the weird thing is that in order to try to differentiate, they've done this thing where they've put this weird color filter over every era that is different.
Oh.
And sometimes it comes off as really aggressively dark, and I don't like it. Like this looks fine, but like that, sometimes it looks like really weirdly dark.
It's just a Snoop Dogg.
It's just Snoop Dogg. Well, these are all the actors that are in it.
I know, but that's the thing. Is like they're all like are very distinct names, and then Snoop Dogg.
And then Snoop Dogg, yeah. So there are a bunch of actors in here. A bunch of actors. There's one Tori Kelly. She's like a singer. Cordell Brodus. I don't really know where he's from, but I mean, so
I've heard that name before. Yeah.
But there's a lot going on here. I watched this whole thing. I could talk a little bit. It's like the management section comes from the fact that your character at first is trying to become a singer and then realizes that he's better at doing like production, and so you're putting together bands, and that's kind of like the little sub story part of it. So you're meeting people, so instead of like managing a hostess club, you're like trying to manage a jazz club in the 1930s or whatever. And then there's a lot of underworld stuff. It's like the guy that you're on the boat with is kind of an upstanding businessman, and then you guys kind of more of a rough and tumble Yakuza guy. And yeah, so there's a lot going on here. One of the things that I thought was really strange is they talked about the combat system, and they said a thing that makes me very nervous, Michael. There's no reason why it has to be a nerve-wracking thing, but it always makes me nervous. L1 for your left hand, R1 for your right hand, L2 for your left foot, R2 for your right foot.
That's going to be an interesting thing to do.
And it's like, oh, that's very different than square, 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 triangle, square, 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 triangle.
I wonder if there's like a way to map that differently, unless it involves some of the other buttons being completely different.
So when you look at some of the combat in here, it looks like it might be built into the combat of like of it, kind of like the way that Skyward Sword, like, if you made Skyward Sword just into a press a button to attack, it wouldn't work. You'd have to redo the entire combat system.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the impression that there's like some kind of like people are going to be attacking on specific sides. You're going to be countering with specific legs and arms.
That's most likely the deal, because that's fascinating to make a change like that.
Yeah,
but also the game itself has always just been, like you said, a giant question mark. Like the more I learn about it, the more fascinated I am by the game.
Yeah.
But I don't have the sense where I'm like, this game is definitely for me type of thing. I just, even from the beginning, I don't know still.
Yeah.
Even the more I find out about it.
Yes. It's an ambitious project for them. It kind of seems like they might be taking like levels and areas from a lot of the different games and kind of hooking them all together, or like, because the 1960s is obviously taking place in the Harajuku map from Yakuza. Like they show the sign at the front, the Kamurocho, not Harajuku, Kamurocho, and yeah, and so but it's not that same area throughout the years. It's different places. There's like Osaka is one of the places, and so they're definitely having different eras. I'm sure there's some kind of dramatic thing. So the idea kind of being, I guess, that you're going to play like 5 different Yakuza games over the periods of time with like different mechanics. Like in the beginning, they show the main character has like a talent for listening to stuff in the world and then using those as pieces of a song with a guy that he works with. So you'll like listen to a train and then try to incorporate that into a song.
Interesting.
And, there's all this kind of weird stuff that's going on. I think the thing I'm you know, if there's one thing that I know about RGG, it's that they can make a really, really long, really convoluted, fucked up story, the Shakespearean tragedy that goes over multiple generations. That's kind of the remit of Yakuza.
Yeah,
so.
they've spent years perfecting that. So that's the one thing I know for a fact I'm going to like about this is its story.
Yeah,
they've never steered me wrong with their story overall.
Yeah,
outside of maybe apparently the last remake of 3 or apparently, but even then I didn't play that, so they didn't fail me yet.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. The other thing is, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This game is a lot more violent. Like people are getting straight up stabbed to death.
Yeah, that was the thing I noticed about it. There's a lot more weaponry than I'm used to Yakuza, because normally Yakuza, there are weapons in Yakuza. Don't get me wrong. It's not like he's walking around beating them up with Rock'em Sock'em robots or some shit. Like it's just that I'm not used to them stabbing people like right away type of thing, and people pulling out guns.
Yeah,
it's just not a normal thing in that universe. And whenever it is, it's usually like a shocking moment. Mm-hmm. But in this game, it's like, oh no, this is very much just part of its main story.
Yep.
And I think that's just really fascinating to me.
Yep.
As well as showing how different probably the times were before the laws really made it more difficult to have those things.
Right. Also, I mean, the opening introduction seems like this might end up being like the backstory of the Tojo clan, like the clan that Kiryu Kazama belongs to.
Oh, okay.
That like this might be, this guy that we're following might actually be like the founder of that, and this shows like why that happened over the course of his life. I don't even know. This guy could honestly be a character in some of the Yakuza games that I just forgot. He could be an old man in Yakuza 2 or something. And
although I like the idea of a talent agency becoming a Yakuza group.
Well, I don't know, man. You know how Motown was. Like you can kind of see.
Yeah, I'm just picturing him being like, opening up Shady Nasties, and then right after that it turns into something horrifically wrong after a while.
Yeah,
and then somebody goes, we're making more money on crime than singing. He's like, yeah, I guess we'll give up the singing.
The weird thing is just like it's so strange looking because of this weird color thing they've got going on. Like I'm just used to Yakuza being so sharp and just realistic in its presentation.
It's definitely like a tone thing.
This kind of high contrast. And then again, it's like, I don't know, it's like in the movies when they put the fucking piss filter over Mexico. It's like, I guess the 1920s have like a teal filter over them. But like,
they couldn't afford sharpness, Jeff.
That's
HD
right.
wasn't a thing in the 1920s.
That's right. But yeah, there's a bunch of mini games. This is like prostitutes and card games and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's a Yakuza game. There's going to be a billion fucking sub stories and 900 mini games. And
if with it going through all these generations, I'm genuinely fucking curious how long this game is going to end up being.
That's the other thing. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is do you just finish out a game and then? So I don't know. Like, not to throw too much shade on RGG, but there has been a lot of criticism of them phoning it in over the last couple of games, like with Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii was using the same map as Yakuza Infinite Wealth, and that some of that was that like all of their resources were focused on this, and so they had kind of like a remix B team that was doing Yakuza 3 and Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and those
which explains
ones.
A lot. Yeah.
So that the A team could really be focused on this. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like I now understand why it's not called Yakuza. Why it doesn't have the or like a dragon, because it's like completely disconnected from those. Those are stories about modern kind of guys. I haven't even seen evidence of Kiryu Kazama that there's like a cameo of a guy that looks like Kiryu Kazama, but he's actually a samurai for some reason in here.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what this game ends up really being, because again, I don't know. The more I look at it, the less I know somehow. It's fascinating that way.
Yep. See, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was big. We mentioned like musical stuff, and then there's like later on they show kind of putting together a band where you were able to pick different characters that you've met to be like the singer.
Okay, that's kind of fun,
and then you can like promote it, and then depending on how well it does, you get money for it. So it's like obviously kind of like a management thing going on.
That's really fun.
Yeah. And I think that's about it. There's some more details in here. I mean, there's a lot of they really went all out. They did this whole like they made a little jazz club to do all their interviews and to cut between footage of for this 30-minute presentation.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly long presentation. They show all this old footage of what the area looked like during that time as well, what they probably used to make it.
Old grainy black and white footage of Japan.
It's really cool. Like, I really am very excited to see what this game ends up becoming.
Yeah.
But it might ironically be one of those ones that I'm going to wait for it to come out and see what people say first.
That's probably not a bad way to go. Because it's, I mean, at this point in gaming history, Michael, who the fuck knows? It could be fucking terrible for all we know.
It's true. Yeah.
It's got all the hallmarks of something that looks good, but like it could end up being real bad. So,
oh man, I just realized the joke I should have made on the last one.
Oh yeah,
this is the idea that we got another Star Fox before Grand Theft Auto 6.
No, that's true. That's true. So yeah, and that's coming out later this year. I don't know if it has a specific release date. Let me just. I think it's still a kind of later this year.
I think it's still like fall, right? I think it's just still fall.
I think they're. I mean, of course, at this point, who knows, man? They might be like anytime you say fall, it's like, are you guys playing chicken with fucking Grand Theft Auto? Because like
they might be. I don't know.
Like this is an ambitious project, motherfucker. But I don't know. It just seems like Grand Theft Auto, just winter right now.
Oh, winter.
Seems like Grand Theft Auto 6 is just set to fucking steamroll everything this fall.
It's probably a December game then, if that's the case.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, Michael. I don't know if I'm just going to like do 1 month of Grand Theft Auto 6 because there's nothing else out and like...
Yeah, everyone's going to be scared.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
It's just all Grand Theft Auto 6 all the time. We're now a Grand Theft Auto 6 channel, guys.
Yeah, that's right. For 1 month. But yeah, it's coming to Xbox. I think this is also coming to it's on Game Pass. So
that's good.
That's an easy recommend.
Because I forgot it was that this was shown on an Xbox. It was called an Xbox Presents specifically.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, there's still more news. So stick around. We'll see you in just a minute. And Michael, I lied. I do have a lot of news, so we're gonna have to maintain a pretty quick clip here. But we'll start with some Microsoft. We were talking about Microsoft before.
Okay.
Asha Sharma is back at it again. I don't know. Sometimes I'm starting to wonder. I'm like, did you make a deal with Phil Spencer to just like she's like, Phil, do a bunch of crappy shit, and then I can undo it when I come in.
I wish that was the case, but I generally don't think it is.
I don't think so either. So last week, it was announced that that dumbass Microsoft Copilot integration with your games crap is no, we're not doing that anymore.
I'm shocked.
We're not doing that anymore.
That was such a good... I'm always surprised by her, not because she's doing these things, but because they're such easy wins,
right?
That you don't think a business person would do them. You know what I mean?
No, again, that's why I was talking. That's why I had my conspiracy scenario. Like all this shit from Microsoft has been such unforced errors. They're like, lower the price of Game Pass by $5. Make the Xbox logo green again. Take the AI out of your Xbox. Everybody's like, brilliant. I'm like, no, but they did all that shit.
They're the ones who did it. They're solving a problem that they did. And Xbox is just looking around going, look, we're all trying to find the guy who did this.
Yeah, if I stab myself in the guts, like, I don't get any credit for pulling the knife out at some point. Like,
they stab themselves in the leg and they're like, I found the bandage.
Right.
And they're like, but you're the one who did it.
So, but you know what? It's making Asha Sharma look good. So hey,
the thing I'm surprised about her doing it the most is the fact she was an AI executive before this point. Mm-hmm. So this is the last thing I expected her to do.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't really know what that AI part of Microsoft that she came from was.
Same.
And if she's just an external business hire, it's like, she's not a fucking like she could very well I don't know, I'm just speculating here, but I've known enough business shit in the past and it's like she could very well have just been like, yes, I went to business school. They were like, oh, we're putting you in charge of AI, and she's like, okay, well, how do we maximize upward synergy? She's not like, I love AI, put AI in everything, I want AI everywhere.
It is
code me an AI.
Yeah, the hardest part is with AI people, it's very difficult to tell
right
which guy is that person in charge.
Well,
basically.
you know what, we'll get a chance to find out, because I don't know if you saw this, but she also hired a bunch of new people, and a lot of them are from that Core AI division.
Interesting.
So Jared Palmer, former VP of product at Core AI, Tim Allen, Core AI and GitHub.
Sorry, the second you said she hired Tim Allen, my first thought was Buzz Lightyear at a desk.
Jonathan McKay, someone who is from Meta, who was also on the OpenAI. Evan Chucky worked for 8 years as a group manager, and David Schloss, a longtime veteran of Instacart, who's going to be basically, what it seems like is that she like went to all of her old colleagues and friends from over at this other place, and she's like, come here, come on, come over here. Like
it feels almost like she's like, look, AI's fault. There's one of two things that could be happening. Again, this is speculation.
Yeah.
One is that she liked these people enough, and they actually all still believed in the same thing.
Yeah.
Or two, she liked all these people and was like, AI's crashing. I need to get you out of here.
Yeah.
As soon as I can.
I mean, and so here's the thing. This could be that now we're stacked with AI, and we've got some we got some goodwill with the public. Let's cash it in, and then do the AI thing.
That
and
could be
like,
a thing,
maybe. But then, like, so this David Schloss guy, right? He's like going to be the new head of subscriptions and cloud. He was working at Instacart, 11 years as a general manager. Like, that's the person you put in charge of that, right?
Yeah.
Like, so there's a lot of this that makes a certain amount of sense. And also, I mean, I don't know if people need to hear this, because I get the feeling sometimes that people don't understand how corporate works, but like, it is also good in corporate to surround yourself with trusted people who aren't going to be fucking with you, who are going to back you up in your projects, and then also tell you when you're wrong, and like people that you have a good relationship with. Like, that's the people you want.
They also have a good resume.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she hired her cousin or something.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, these are people that are good at whatever it is that they were doing, and honestly, I don't hate this, because of the fact that Xbox has been adrift for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And if anything, a shakeup and a bunch of new people might be what we need in Xbox.
Could be worse.
Exactly. The thing is, if anything, the only way it could be worse is if she just reenacted everything.
Right.
But slightly different. You know what I mean?
I mean, technically, be like, I sold Halo to Sony and I canceled The Elder Scrolls 6. And you'd be like, well, now wait, hold on for a second here.
Although if they sold Halo to Sony, that'd be hilarious. Yeah. But no, I just like there's very few things she could do that would piss off a lot of the gaming community right now.
Yeah.
And the things that would be are extremes, as you mentioned, selling off things, canceling things. And here's the thing: Xbox has already been doing those things.
They shut down Arcane, for God's sake. They fucking shut down Tango GameWorks, who's an unblemished record of good stuff.
They canceled so many projects that were like apparently going to be really cool, and they're just like, wow. And then we decided not to.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what was the point of all this? Like, you bought all these studios, and I can't think of anything any of them have done.
And poor Obsidian's just been hooked up to the fucking milking machine for the last 2 years. Like,
it's just ridiculous. It's like, man, you guys, like, you have all of Activision, and you're still making the same mistakes Activision did, which was only Call of Duty. It's like, guys, come on.
We also got, last week we saw the logo. There's a new boot up sequence on the Xbox now that uses the new logo, this kind of clear green thing. It's also got
a very new logo.
Have you heard the sound?
I haven't had a chance to.
Okay, we'll play it for you at some point, but it's a very reminiscent of like the old Xbox. It's very Xboxy.
Okay,
so
she's really understanding that, because the thing about the other Xbox symbol before this is it's one of those bland, like, minimalistic.
We flattened all the color out.
Everything just looks bad.
We made it so that you could make it white.
Yeah, and so she's just like, yeah, we're fucking a green Xbox logo thing. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah,
like she's making all the moves that should have been done a while ago.
Yep.
And again, I'm not sitting here praising her like unconditionally. I'm sitting here being like, I am pleasantly surprised by her so far. So
it seems like she's doing good things, which is not something that you and I normally talk about when it comes to Xbox.
Yeah, normally the news story is like, well, Xbox figured out how to shoot themselves in the dick for the 80th time.
I mean, like last week, the story was she changed Microsoft Gaming back to Xbox.
Yes,
and it was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm still waiting to get some games. Like, all this is fine. I want video games though to play.
Yeah,
like,
I've mentioned this before, which is that she's all the changes she's doing are the ones that can be done right away.
Right.
Game wise, we're gonna be waiting a while to see what she does with that.
Yep.
So yeah.
Let's see. We got a Circana survey that came out that was kind of interesting. Speaking of consoles, and one of the big things that was asked in this Circana survey was why people buy consoles, why they play the games on consoles. And one of the top rated thing, 41%, was there are games I want to play that are exclusive to a console.
Interesting.
So that seems to be like the main thing. Now that is actually down 8 points from the same survey last year. And it should be noted that the second answer, friends or family also play on console, is 38%. So it's like,
those make sense though.
It's not by and large, but then the next one down from that is easier to play together with friends/family, 37%.
That's also true.
So like, it's not that that's the main thing, but that it is important enough that I think that I don't know. I feel like we're seeing the moves already in this direction, but I think we might be exiting the period of putting everything on everything. Like, they tried that. It wasn't the blockbuster success that they wanted. And if 41% of your players are buying the console literally for that, then who cares if you sold 200,000 units on Steam of Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the thing that I've always said. A lot of my consoles have been bought. Actually, not a lot of all of them. Every console I own, I bought specifically for very specific games.
Yeah.
I literally bought the Xbox Series X to play Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
I bought the Xbox One originally from you to play Halo 5 before Halo Infinite came out.
That's right. Yeah.
I bought my PS4 for the Uncharted series. I bought my PS5 for the Spider-Man stuff.
Yep.
And then as well as a lot of the ones that we got in the God of Wars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I bought my Switches for my Marios and my Zeldas and all those. Like, they're very specific, because I know for a fact these things are only going to come out on here, or it only feels good on these things.
Yep.
So for instance, the new Halo 1 remake they're doing, I'm still going to buy on the Xbox. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's going to look amazing on the PlayStation 5 or whatever.
Sure.
But it just feels dirty to me, type of thing, for me to do such a thing.
I've been over that. I've been over that for a long time. Playing Sega games on a Nintendo is weird. So weird to me, living through the Gen 1 console wars. Like,
I was there too, but it wasn't. But I didn't have a Sega, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me.
Yeah. Anyway, this is just kind of an interesting thing to keep in mind as we move forward into the most ridiculous story of the week. I already talked about it, but hey, check this out. GameStop says they're going to buy eBay. Now,
how?
We'll get to how. So, here's the thing. GameStop has a market value of about $112 billion, or $12 billion.
I was about to say
$12 billion. Like, in the full year of 2025, the company's full sales were $3.6 billion, right?
Okay.
eBay's first quarter 2026 sales are $3.1 billion.
Oh my goodness.
First quarter. So, okay. Ryan Cohen, people who don't know this, go watch the fucking This Is Not Financial Advice Dan Olson video. Ryan Cohen was the founder of Chewy.com. When the GameStop turned into a meme stock, he ended up becoming the head of the company. He's done a bunch of stupid shit, like the Trade in Anything Day, closing a bunch of stores, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I just want to cut to the end of this story briefly.
Okay.
If Ryan Cohen can get the market valuation of GameStop to $100 billion, he gets $35 billion as a bonus.
That's wild.
Part of his thing. So how do you do that? You're not going to do it with $3.1 billion of profit in a year.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
So it's actually kind of a good idea, right? GameStop sells used shit. eBay sells used shit, right? You could use the synergy between them. You could sell your Funko Pop on eBay. You can sell your Funko Pop to GameStop.
Yeah, trade in your Funko Pops to eBay for eBay points or whatever.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. Now, here's the thing. Their current offer is like $56 billion. And Ryan Cohen went on this financial show, and it was like, okay, you can get about $20 billion in like leveraged debt on GameStop. And you've got notes from the bank for about $20 billion in loans that you could take out, right? That's $40 billion. You said that you were going to try to buy this for $56 billion. Where's the rest?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've watched this.
No.
But it's weird because he gets really weird. And he's just like, well, we'll get it. And they're like, from where? He's like, we'll get it. I don't know why you're having a problem with this. We'll get the other money. And the host is just like, yes, but like from where?
Yeah.
And he's like,
I've seen enough movies where they're like, we'll get the rest, and then it cuts to him getting attacked by RoboCop 2.
Right. Right.
Something like this isn't going to go well for him if that's what he's talking about.
He just keeps saying like, it's on our website. It's half cash, half stock. The details are on our website. And the guy's like, yes, I'm a financial reporter. I know how much your stock is worth. I know how much cash you can get. And then there's a big question mark for the rest of this money. And he just keeps getting more and more like pissy with the host about like, I don't know why you're not getting this. Look at the website. And he's like, well, then why don't you fuck come on the show? And you just keep telling people to go to the website that says 50-50. Like,
he's literally looking him dead in the eye, and he has that billboard where it just goes, first we ask them for the money, first we get a little bit of the money, then we offer to buy them.
Right.
Question mark, profit.
Right.
Like, that's literally what he's doing.
So,
how the fuck?
So the thing is, here's the thing though. I don't know how clued in you are to the whole GameStop thing, but like go over to Wall Street Bets or whatever. There's a weird thing with the GameStop stock where like this guy could whip people on the internet into a meme stock frenzy that could push the stock of GameStop up enough that maybe there's enough. I don't think that it's enough because billions are lots.
Yeah.
Billions are lots and lots and
Here's
lots.
Here's the thing,
lots.
The meme stock saved GameStop, but I feel like that was such a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Because it was like a gold rush.
Yeah.
Everybody, and not only became a gold rush, but it also became this weird cultish meme thing where people were like
very weird
hold the line type thing.
Yep.
Which again was also very stupid of them.
Very weird. Very weird.
So it was like I can see that only happening once because the internet tends to only like a trend one time.
Yeah.
And so I don't even see that working. Because he's showing like the stock price right there in the clip that you show.
Yeah.
And GameStop stock is like 26 a share.
Yep.
And eBay's like
114.
Way higher than that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they're in the positive.
Yeah. And they're going up while GameStop is going down during this interview.
It's like, what are you expecting? What are you expecting here, bad?
So then here's the next weird thing. Oh, you ever watch The Big Short?
Yeah.
Okay, you know Christian Bale's character, Michael Burry, the doctor guy who was the one that kind of figured out there was thing, and he was buying the shorts through the entire time, and everybody was saying he was crazy, and his whole company was deleted. And then when the crash happened, he just made gajillions and gajillions of dollars. Well, he owns a bunch of GameStop. Because he was like one of the boosters that started that meme stock.
If I remember correctly, that was a big thing, a big deal at the time.
Because he was like, well, the PS5 generation is going to come out. These companies always see a boost when that happens. I'm going to invest in them and see what happens. And then it did. And then it's maintained. Like, to be honest, GameStop has turned around. They were losing money every year, and they're now in the black. So they closed a bunch of stores. They fucking sell Funko Pops and all kinds of bullshit now. Whatever. Well, Michael Burry last week dumped his entire portfolio of GameStop.
Wow.
Because he watched that interview and was like, let me see if I can find the exact quote because it's fucking like devastating. Never confuse debt for creativity was one of the things he said. I'm not counting on a short squeeze to realize long-term value. Anyway, he just Oh yeah, when hundreds of billions are on the table, bet on craven greed. Like,
oh my god,
this guy's rich as fuck and doesn't care, right?
He really doesn't. Yeah.
So he dumped his entire thing, but then the other fucked up silly thing that happened is that GameStop started selling shit on eBay, and when I say shit, I mean shit. Like, let's see if I can find the guy's eBay account. His account was suspended, even though he's still. Yeah, here we go. So like,
oh, so it's still up. Okay.
Yeah, the auctions are still up, but his account was suspended, which means I guess he can get the money. Like, here is a chunk of carpet from a GameStop store. This is currently at $1,970.
But what?
Here's a copy of Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the Sega Saturn for $1,400. Here's Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock for like $1,200.
Oh, by the way, before we continue, these are not starting bids. These are the current bids. These are actual. These are already being bidded on.
Here is a mug for $3,000.
Oh, what the fuck?
Now, all of these come with apparently a signed letter of intent to buy eBay. So I guess it's possible that the people think getting Ryan Cohen's signature is somehow profitable.
No, these are rich memers.
Yep.
Is what's happening here.
Here's a Game Boy Sumo Fighter for $1,700. I've never heard of this game before.
I haven't either.
Here's just an iPhone. This is $9,000 for just an iPhone. Here's socks. $14,000.
A Halo 3 flag for $2,500.
Yep.
I like this one, the Tylee painting, which is seems to be a painting of his dog.
Yep.
From Chewy for $7,000.
Yep. Here's some GameStop store signs for $1,500. $50,000.
Some of these make some sense, like the Halo 2 Master Chief statue. People love the insane shit like that.
Yeah.
But
here's
again,
Windows 2000.
Again,
new and sealed for $1,000.
We just came across that. Another one was a Game Boy game nobody's heard of, and one of them was like Mega Man 2 or something.
The thing is, though, that it doesn't matter if every one of these sells out. There's no way. This is just a stunt.
This is a stunt.
Because there's no way that this gets you any closer to the fucking billions, right? This is like
what is he using this
$500,000 maximum, no matter what. Like
what is this money going to actually be used for?
It's for popularity, for getting people to go to for trying to get the stock to start going up, to get people into a frenzy to try to buy it so that it continues to go up, so there's enough stock valuation that you can, one, cash in more leverage debt, and two, get a bigger loan from the bank to cover this ridiculous purpose.
GameStop has been so strange for a while. Their social media has been killing it though lately, but I feel like those guys don't know what to do with this now.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I think this is just a big. I don't think they're going to be able to hit their goals, or if they do. I mean, to be honest, I don't care about eBay and I don't care about GameStop, so it's kind of just an academic question to me, like what would be good for what. But
in my opinion, if he's doing this, it might just be a stunt, not just to not. I think it might not even be a stunt to buy eBay. I think it's a stunt to just get more money to try to get to that goal without having to do anything.
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
I don't think that's going. I mean, that would be like, it's currently 11 billion, right? You're looking for another 90.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think either plan works either way.
I don't think so either, but I don't know. It's possible.
Like, one makes it look like a crazy idea that he's like, I made all this money without actually doing anything by just getting up everybody in a weird frenzy instead of like, normal smart decisions. I don't know. This is one of the more insane CEO things I've heard in quite some time.
It's very weird. Let's see.
It's like the
of
jerk.
CEOs that are not insane. Reggie Fils-Aimé was at a talk over the weekend where he basically he told this story. This is another one of those, I guess, just don't give a fuck. That apparently Amazon was asking Nintendo to break the law by like selling them games cheaper than they were selling to other retailers.
Oh, that's an insane thing.
And when they asked, like, here's a quote from an article. Essentially, what Amazon wanted was an obscene amount of support, financial support, so they could have the lowest price and beat Walmart. I literally said to the executive, that's illegal, right? I can't do that. So, which, indicates like what? The Switch 2 was barely no pre-orders for Switch 2 on Amazon. There's been a lot of weirdness with Nintendo and Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon doesn't usually get a lot of the Nintendo stuff, and it's usually through third-party sellers. It's not actually Nintendo of America selling through them instead, which is why their prices are so fluctuating.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's a little weird. There's some other good stuff there. I recommend everybody go read it. Let's see. There was another report from, I forget where this was from, that apparently the stockholders for Nintendo are pressuring them to raise the price of the Switch 2. And investors as well.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, obviously the tariffs and the rise in RAM costs and all that stuff has got to be eating into their profits a little bit. Nintendo, we saw what happened with the Switch 2 last year. They probably priced it in a way to try to get ahead of that.
Yeah.
But all the investors can see is the money you're leaving on the floor when Sony is raising the price of the PS5 for the third time in 18 months.
It keeps happening to every like the Xbox did it 3 times as well.
Yep.
But I think Nintendo did a great job at making it higher without telling people what they probably originally were thinking. But also being smart enough to not make it overly high because they know there are still people who can't afford these things right now.
They also shifted a lot of that over to the accessories.
Yes,
they raised the cost of the accessories.
All the accessories are really where they're getting them. It's like a movie theater, kind of things. Like they're not trying to make the money off of the movies; they're trying to make it off of the concessions.
Yep. So we'll see. I think there's also, this kind of ties in. I don't know if you saw this. There was a Bank of America executive they were talking to, because there was a big corporate conference about like entertainment people that happened. That said that Rockstar has got to sell GTA 6 for $80 because if they sold it for $70, every other game is going to look bad and no one's going to be able to raise their price to $80 because they'll be compared to this mammoth huge thing, which is, I guess, makes sense in a financial kind of way, but sure does make you look like a fucking asshole to me.
Oh, 100%. And the thing is, they're slightly right, because if they sell it for $80, it makes Mario Kart World look like a bitch.
Right.
Because it's like, we sold that for $80. I'm like, yeah, but is it Grand Theft Auto 6?
Right.
Type of thing. So it's like, it's a little tricky. Because it's one of those things where I get, because we've been talking about this for years. Me and you literally joked, we're like, look, if Grand Theft Auto 6 becomes $100, I'm going to give you $100 for Grand Theft Auto 6. But I'm not the general audience.
Yeah.
I am the guy who's been playing Grand Theft Auto since Grand Theft Auto 1 type of thing. So it's like, okay, but what will everybody else think? So 80, I can see them pushing into 80, because games do that all the time, especially if they're like digital deluxe things, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So if that's the only version that exists, that's an easy way of getting away with that, and then maybe having like a normal one later down the line. But with how much it's been delayed and the fact that there's no pre-order stuff going up at all, people are just getting nervous. We really don't know what's going to happen with Grand Theft Auto 6.
There's also some talk in here about the development costs were also huge because it's been in development for so long, and I'm like, bitch, I saw those numbers for Grand Theft Auto Online. Don't you fucking tell me that you have been making a lot of fucking money to pay developers from Grand Theft Auto Online for the last 10 to 15 years. I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
I know what those shark cards cost, motherfucker. You've released it. You've sold this thing to 3 fucking generations of gamers, okay?
It's just like, oh, we don't have any money with the giant fucking making machine behind them.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And also, as I've said before, one of the things that I don't feel like the business folk entirely understand, and I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6 might be the exception, but the thing is that it's like, if you make all games $100, you're going to lose money. There comes a point where it's like, what can the market bear? Because this guy's like, oh, well, they haven't even raised it for inflation. And when you go out to dinner, you pay more for a meal that's better. And it's like, yes, but you don't pay a higher ticket price for a better movie in the theater.
Yeah.
And if you raise the cost of games to $100 a piece, you need to go look at some of the fucking survey data that I'm looking at, because you're going to start losing huge amounts of money. Because, yes, some people will buy it, but a lot of people will just be like, that's okay, I can play the free-to-play Fortnite. I don't give a shit.
If every game was $100, then you're going to have a bunch of games that aren't going to make any money, because nobody has $100 or nobody has enough money to buy 3 games a month at that point.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yep. And there will be no new franchises.
Yeah.
Free to play will be the biggest thing. So, yeah. There also was an internal evaluation. This is an estimate that Grand Theft Auto 6 probably cost between $1 and $1.5 billion to develop.
Jesus Christ.
Which is a fuckload. Just for reference, people, $200 million for like The Last of Us was considered to be like, oh my God, $200 million for a video game?
Yeah, that was
and this
huge.
is, 5 times that. This is 1,000 million, right? Yes,
Well,
1,000 million is a billion.
You remember the original Grand Theft Auto 5 budget estimate was like 500 million,
right?
Which at the time was also considered gigantic.
Right.
We were like, that's stupid. They're never going to make that money back, not knowing what was going to happen with Grand Theft Auto Online. And hell, they still made that money back from the normal game by itself.
Yep.
And so it's like
that was the biggest selling entertainment property ever.
And they consistently were selling it on newer consoles from then on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if they're able to translate the GTA Online into 6 in some way, they're going to keep making that money forever.
Absolutely. You got a whole bunch of existing players that are going to upgrade. You got a whole bunch of new players that'll give it a try.
Yeah.
So, we also got the launch of the Steam controller this week. Sold out in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I heard about this.
30 minutes, and scalpers are flipping them for up to about $300 on eBay, or maybe GameStop soon.
This is why no one likes scalpers, guys.
Yeah.
You keep no matter what it is, it could be the limited edition Pokemon toilet plunger.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's going to be worth like $1,000. There's some
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, the Pop-Tarts thing.
I didn't even read it. There was a story about Pokemon Pop-Tart
I saw
scalpers.
memes about it,
yeah.
which is how I found out about it. I'm like, that's stupid. What is wrong with you? These are foods. What is happening?
It's like when Charlie buys all those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies, and it's always sunny.
Stupid. You're all stupid. Stop it.
So here's one of the things I thought was really interesting, though. First off, Valve is, I think, next week going to be putting up the because with the Steam Deck they did the thing where it's like pre-order, and then you're just in line, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for a drop and then get in there. You're just like, I just want one. Send it to me whenever. Here's $100. But they also put out CAD files for the outside of the controller as well as the puck online that you could 3D print your own controller.
Oh, that's fun.
Innards are all proprietary.
Yeah.
But then also there's some question about iFixit said they were going to sell replacement parts for this. Like, could you 3D print your own one and then buy all the replacement parts from iFixit and assemble your own Steam controller at home?
Probably, if you know this exact specs, probably, yeah.
Yeah, but also putting that out there means that we're going to get some great 3D printed craziness.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited
soon
to see that, yeah.
Also, there was a huge, now nobody knows exactly what this means, but there was a huge shipment of units to a Steam or to a Valve-owned warehouse.
Interesting.
Nobody knows if this is the Steam machines getting from China. I should say from China.
Okay.
So the Steam machines getting stocked up, but it's like 15,000 units is an estimate of something. Like we also have there's the frame, right? So there's there's the Steam machine, there's the frame, it could be 15,000 Steam decks, but something came in to a place that Valve owns.
Look, Jeff, these are clearly his Pokemon Pop-Tarts.
That's right. That's right.
He's trying to keep them out of scalpers' hands.
These are just parts for the yacht. There's a part for Gabe Newell's mega yacht.
Yeah. And his food supply.
Yeah.
Man loves Pop-Tarts. I don't know what to tell you.
Speaking of Steam, we had a couple of funny stories last week. So there's a horror game called Amygdala Prelude.
Okay.
This game is made in Source. The team that made this game said that they wanted to release this game 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
But that Valve keeps dragging their feet and or not responding and or requesting a duplicate because they're using the Source engine and they have to get permission from them in order to release the game into early access.
Interesting.
And this poor developer is like, we were supposed to go to early access like a year and a half ago. The game's now 80% of the way done. It's on a million wish lists. I'm watching all my fucking game dev buddies just fucking put their shit out and get their Balatro money. I'm sitting here just like, Valve, please.
Hell, Valve.
Please.
You guys don't make games anymore. Let me do this.
Email me back.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, which apparently it's just a known thing in the industry that trying to get Valve to like do anything is like pulling teeth because there's like 6 people that work there and none of them can do whatever they want to.
Well, we all remember the Team Fortress 2 thing where it's like every 20 minutes they're like, we need you guys to patch Team Fortress 2, and they're like, who's going to do it? And like, I don't know. There's like 8 of us here.
There's another one that was pretty funny though so there's this game called Wired Tokyo 2007. And it's just like a bog standard action anime kind of sloppy game. So the guy that made this is this guy Daikichi EMP, and he put up the page, he put up a demo, and he put up all this stuff for it. And apparently he made a couple of other games, and they were like board games, and he put those games inside of this game. Mm-hmm. And when he tried to publish, Valve was like, no, you put somebody else's games inside of your game, because he published those games under different names.
Oh.
And they're like, no, you are ripping off the IP of this other person. You can't just put other people's games in your game. And he's like, well, those are my games. And they're like, prove it. And he's like, I don't know how. I don't know what you want from me. And they're like, well, I need to see a notarized like letter of intent that shows that the publisher is allowing you to use their intellectual property in your game. And for once, I'm like, that is kind of legit.
That is legit, yeah.
Like, it would be one thing if all of these games were under your one name, but if you kept changing company names, like, Valve doesn't know that you're not fucking Cherry Bomb Incorporated.
Exactly.
And also fucking Frogwares. Like, they don't know.
This is why the Kingpin of Crime can't make games. He has too many company names. He's like, fuck, Valve's got me again.
So, he's taking some of those assets out of his own game, from his own game, out of his new game.
Fucking hilarious.
And then resubmitting it to Steam along with a letter that he wrote from himself to himself, granting himself permission to use the code in the game that he's made. And it's like, surely you could just look at the user information for the one company and match it to the other company. Like, this can't be the first time this has happened.
It's probably the first time it's happened where there was, I bet you it's because there was too many of them.
Yeah.
If it was like one game in it, they probably would have let it go.
Right.
But he put like 2 of them, and then they're like, well, now you're fucking pushing us, man.
You know what it reminds me of is last month or this month, my credit card expired. Like my main just like debit card I use for buying sandwiches and shit. I buy a lot of sandwiches at Jersey Mike's, and so I was like, oh, I got to put a new card into Jersey Mike's, and I was like, how do I delete my old card? And it's like, that's the fun part. You don't.
Yeah.
Like, there is no mechanism in this app to remove a payment method. And I'm like, they're the same card number. How do I know which is which? They're like, put in your code and find out. Hit the submit button, and it's like, nope, that wasn't the right one. Okay, now open the menu with 2 identical cards in it, and like, did it move my old card to the top of the list, and so I need to pick the one that's at the bottom, or is the one at the bottom the older card? So I just got to press. So I press one of them, and then you put it in again, and it's like, did I do it right? And it's like, oh, nope, you didn't. And I was like, how is this a thing?
That's so fucked. It doesn't even show you the expiration dates?
Well, not in the thing. It's like I could go into it, but then when I back out of it, I'm just looking at a menu item that has 2 identical card numbers on it.
That's so fucked.
Because it's a little shorthand. It's not showing all the information.
It's not showing the whole thing. That's fucking evil.
Like,
who would design such a thing?
Well, I just don't think anybody... This is one of those things. This is why you need real people in development.
Yeah.
Like, what happens when my credit card expires? You guys do know that credit cards expire, right? Even if you don't do anything.
You should be able to edit that or remove it in some way.
And like when they send you a new card, it's got the same number as the previous card usually, but just with a different expiration date, a different CVV2 code. Like,
oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of expirations.
Speaking of expiration dates, this is 3 weeks in a row that this poor Imagine Dragons Capture the Flag game. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, you and I talked about how it didn't get the numbers they wanted. Last week, John and I talked about how they were expanding the demo into some free weekends. This week, they've just said, like, there just aren't enough people playing this, so we're going to release the content pack that we said we were going to put out. We're going to put the servers basically into, like, maintenance mode.
Yeah.
And we're not shutting it down, but we're not doing anything else for it we're moving on to the next thing. So
that poor guy. But again, there was no like advertising for this in any way, and it's a game that wasn't really. This is another one of those games that had a very specific game mode, and that's all it had. Because there was that rocket jump one that we did. There was the dodgeball one that we did. There was the wrestling one.
Wrestleverse or whatever.
As great as an idea it sounds to the person who's making it, it doesn't mean that everybody else wants that.
Just because your favorite multiplayer mode is Capture the Flag doesn't mean that everybody wants to play Capture the Flag 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. Also, I don't know that many people who play Fortnite doesn't have Capture the Flag. Call of Duty doesn't have Capture the Flag anymore. Fucking Halo is dead, right?
Anytime Halo was the last one that really liked Capture the Flag, and even then it was because it was one game type in a much larger game.
Doom doesn't have a multiplayer mode anymore. It's like, you guys, I think you're overestimating the desire of the public to play Capture the Flag modes in a multiplayer game, no matter how Fortnite it looks.
See, what they should have done is they should have done that Capture the Babe mode in Duke Nukem Forever game.
There you go. Something.
That was a weird game type, by the way. That was a real game type.
Let's see. Speaking of online games, the next Call of Duties are not going to be on the PS4 and presumably the Xbox One.
That makes sense, and you know we're past that point now. I feel like even Just Dance eventually had to stop coming out on everything.
Yes.
So yeah, this is normal.
Let's see. We've got a couple of these got a little out of order. We got a couple of lawsuits that Sony is going to be coming up against. Tomorrow, as of us recording this on Friday, that $2.6 billion UK lawsuit that says like the PlayStation Store takes 30%, and that means that's bad for consumers is basically that thing.
Which makes sense.
There's no competition, right? There's no way to evaluate whether you're charging the right amount of money. There's no way that developers can lower their costs if you're just going to eat a third of them. So they're bringing it to court because Europe has like consumer rights laws, and we kind of don't.
Europe and the UK are actually very good about that sort of thing.
Actually, no, that's not true. Because
but we get all the good anime.
That's right. The other one is that there's a class action. There was a settlement for a class action lawsuit against Sony for $7.8 million.
I did see this actually.
And this was the fact that this is actually really interesting because this was in the United States. In 2021, Sony stopped selling stopped selling digital vouchers.
Yes.
And so while they were providing digital vouchers to like a Best Buy where you can go buy a digital code for Spider-Man, right? You could make the argument that like, well, if Best Buy wants to lower the price of Spider-Man, that's their fucking business. We gave them the codes. They can price them however the fuck they want to.
Yeah.
And so that is competition in the digital realm. But then they stopped. And so now there wasn't competition. So yeah, it's a weird group, but if you bought like Last of Us, NBA 2K18 or Need for Speed Rivals, you might be getting like a chunk of this settlement in the form of digital credit in your wallet on your PlayStation.
Well, it says there's like a list of them, so there's probably more than just what's on there. But like, but I don't know. I don't know what the list is. I'm sure.
There's a lot. There's fairly big. Okay, I didn't see that. I'm glad you were looking at that. Infamous Last Light. That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Yeah, that was the thing is I found out about this news story because like I got an email going, hey, by the way, like there might be a PlayStation thing if you want to look into it. And I was like, maybe I do want to look into that.
I purchased a lot of these fucking games, so
yeah, a lot of us did. Yeah,
I'm looking for some credit over here
because there's some stuff in there that I can see from here that
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. I don't know anybody who likes that franchise.
I bought the shit of that thing. That was a very difficult game to get for a bit there.
Speaking of lots and lots of money, we found out that EA, the one that's like laid off developers and like they're selling themselves to fucking other shit, $8 billion in revenue last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they finally, I want to say good for them because they lost the FIFA thing.
Yep.
So that means that they're still making money even without FIFA.
Yep. Big chunk. There's a little bit more to go into, but we don't have time because we're marathon.
They probably also made a bunch of that money by canceling a bunch of stuff too.
Yes, it's possible that whenever you let people go, that reduces your operating cost and that bumps up your profit.
So a lot of Star Wars games and stuff got canceled through those guys.
Let's see. There was a thing where we saw an EA Assassin's Creed multiplayer test that happened last week that generated a little weird chunk of controversy. There was a guy on Twitter that basically said he was talking about that apparently they did a play test of this Assassin's Creed multiplayer thing that is kind of like Fall Guys, apparently.
I did hear about that.
And it's not very good. Apparently, everybody that played it was like, "Oh no, this is no good."
That's a shame.
So we'll have to see. But then this guy, he posted a screenshot, and the official Assassin's Creed account was like, "Nice try. This might have started as an image from our private test, but it's been heavily altered, most probably with AI. Not great to spread misinformation." So, Michael, I want you to look at this picture, guy. So eventually, this guy posted, "This is the original picture." That apparently it was altered by AI, but it's kind of just the same screenshot.
Yeah, it's just that I don't know why people do that, where they try to make it be like, well, now it looks even more real. It's
right.
Like, well, the normal one is like, the normal one looks exactly what you would expect from a game that's not finished in any shape, way, or form.
Yeah, it's got some big geometry and somebody dressed in some robes and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of placeholder shit too.
I can definitely
stuff
say
floating in the air.
I'm not interested in playing an Assassin's Creed multiplayer game. I've already done that 3 times and they weren't good then. And making it Fall Guys is even less appealing to me for some reason.
Well, that's the thing. The one time I liked the Assassin's Creed multiplayer was, I think, the first time they ever did it, which was like 2 people. And what it was is that you had to, like, the easiest way of, like, fucking with people was pretending to be an NPC.
Yep.
And that was really fun because it was very stressful.
Because it was like the same character model duplicated over and over again. And
Yeah.
you could blend in kind of and pretend to be one and then try to get closer.
And there's a lot of games that have done that since then, like that are like designed. Like there's like a lot of those Source multiplayer games that people play where it's like just a whole bunch of them and everybody has to pretend to be like the bad AIs in the room, and if they kill them, they get them. If they don't, they die, type of thing.
Yeah,
like that'd be great. But the fact that like that one time they had a good idea and they decided to not do it anymore ever again is just fucking weird to me.
Yep, very true. Okay, let's super lightning round. The producer Masato Kumazawa for Resident Evil Requiem was very happy that people didn't like the DLSS 5 grace changing face, because he was like, yes, we did a good job, and people were very mad when somebody fucked with the job that we did, so we're cool with that.
That makes me happy.
Which also I think is interesting, because it means that I guess that NVIDIA didn't get everybody's blessing for doing that test on that game.
Yeah, you remember that was one of the news stories we talked about, where they were like, they were just as surprised as everyone else. They're like, what the fuck?
IOI has come out and said that they are eventually planning on getting back to Hitman, because we're right on the cusp of 007 First Light coming out.
Yeah.
They have an unannounced fantasy game they've also been working on in the background, but apparently after that they're very much going to be focused on getting back into Hitman, which is good because I like Hitman.
I kind of want to be a fantasy Hitman because that'd be hilarious.
Fucking Build a Rocket Boy laid off a bunch more people, because apparently their revenge DLC, free DLC that came out last weekend, price drop, did not make everybody immediately go out and buy Mind's Eye because it's still a bad game.
I keep forgetting it exists, but maybe the conspiracy will be defeated and they'll make all the money again or whatever.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we also saw some layoffs over at Second Dinner for Marvel Snap developers.
Oh, okay.
This is probably just downsizing. I also am not sure how much Marvel Snap is. I mean, it probably is. There's going to be a day when Marvel Snap has to shut down, right?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody who, not this weekend, but last weekend, we're like, hey, do you still play Marvel Snap? I'm like, no, do you? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
Like, it's just dying. Nobody cares anymore. You can only go so far with a card game sometimes.
And then last but not least, everybody who doesn't want to know about Invincible leaks, get out of here, because somebody did some data mining in Invincible and found some DLC characters. And I thought this was going to be this is happiness for Michael right here, because we were talking about this and we got a lot of these right. Mauler twins, Oliver, Dinosaurus, but then also Angstrom is in there,
which makes sense.
A literal meme from that. Damien Darkblood, which I don't know how we overlooked that, because that was
that would seem like it would have been an obvious one.
Volcanica.
That's an interesting one, because she's an original one from that Hell episode.
I think so. Yeah, I think she was played by Kate Mulgrew.
Was she really?
I think she was.
Okay.
And then not just that, but then apparently there's some voice lines in here from Agent Spider. So there's a good chance that you might be getting your Spider-Man.
I'm very excited.
Your off-brand Spider. Spider-Man.
I like off-brand Spider-Man. That was one of my favorite things is when that episode came out, everybody started being like, you remember that issue of Agent Spider? And then just started making these like Photoshops of Spider-Man with Agent Spider instead. Yeah. They're like, I hate it when he sold his marriage or whatever. It was a whole thing. It was really funny. I'm very excited though to see if he ends up in there, like how he would play type of thing.
Yep. That's a great lineup. It's a great lineup. I just want Oliver. That's all I really want.
Some of the data miners have actually because there's some of them that have the models in the code. And they put them on top of some characters.
Oh,
so
okay.
they do their movements and they move their mouse, but they don't have any voice lines.
Okay.
And the one thing that they found that made me laugh out loud is the Immortals victory screen. You remember in the show when he fights Alan, he's like, just go, and then he has that sad like look and he just sort of slowly floats away like it is like, kind of like a PNG. It's that him doing that where he just stands up straight and just slowly floats away. And I was like, yes, perfect, no notes.
All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we've got even more trailers. Stick around. And it's time for trailers. Michael, we're starting as is apparently I just do this now.
As is tradition, yes.
Yeah, as is tradition. Fortnite, Galaxy of Star Wars. They added a bunch of Star Wars shit into Fortnite.
Which makes sense because for people who don't know, May the 4th is like the day that a lot of people celebrate Star Wars.
Right.
Although the movie came out on like May 25th, apparently.
Yeah.
So I guess the month of May is just Star Wars related.
So yeah, there's like three things here. There's like some kind of, it's like a tower defense, galactic siege, or I don't know sure exactly what that is.
I don't really know either. It sounds like a tower, or kind of like a tower defense-y type thing.
Then there's like a droid workshop that honestly looks like an idle clicker style game with a bunch of like droids and stuff.
Yeah, Droid Tycoon. Because there's a lot of these games like Something Tycoon. It's kind of like a clicker game, but with Fortnite, and I guess they decided to make that specifically. The one that sounded interesting is the last one.
Escape Vader. He's coming for you. Yeah. He's just jumping out.
That one actually sounds like fun. I almost messed with this, but I never got a chance to. I'm sure it's still active as far as I know.
You guys could call me when they put AI Darth Vader back in the game. That was the funniest fucking week of my life.
The way he would just be like Spanish. The only scoundrels and smugglers use that language. Yeah. And then he was just racist towards Russians or something at one point.
Something.
Just weird shit.
It was some weird shit.
They got him to say the F word, a whole bunch of stuff like that.
They also had a little tease for Mandalorian and Grogu. I once again echo the sentiment. Does anybody fucking care about Mandalorian and Grogu? That comes out like the end of the month or something.
Yeah, somebody asked me, like, are you going to watch The Mandalorian and Grogu? I'm like, should I?
Why?
I didn't keep up with the show anymore, so I don't even know what's happening anymore.
I mean, the last season of that was like the Boba Fett season like 4 years ago or something. I
think they did a season of The Mandalorian right after that. But that's the thing. I never saw that season, so I don't know what's happening in the show anymore.
The last season was the one where they had bad CGI Luke come in at the end. I thought it was
there was another season after that.
But it was like the back half of the Boba Fett season was like Mandalorian season 3, basically.
No, there's a season right after that, like an actual Mandalorian season right after that. It's because the reason I remember is because what happens with the Darksaber in it.
Okay.
And then that's but I don't remember how it ends, so I don't even know where they're at anymore.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
I think there's 4 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons at this point. Because season 2 was the one that you're thinking of.
Yeah. I am more than willing to.
That's right, 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Yeah. Season 1, season 2, season 3.
See, The Rescue is the one that ends with CGI Luke.
Sure.
He's in season. He's in the Boba Fett one.
3. Interesting. Okay.
I watched half of season 3. I never finished season 3.
Boy, I don't remember that at all. Okay, fair enough. Speaking of things I do remember, we got superheroes. Marvel TOCON announced some new characters.
I'm very happy with these announcements.
Yeah, we got a World War Hulk, or some kind of Planet Hulk. Was that what they call it?
Yeah, he's got like a Planet Hulk outfit.
Yeah,
and he references it too because he says he got sent into space. And so this is the Fighting Avengers team is what it's specifically called, which is Captain America, who we already knew was in the game. Same with Iron Man. But the Incredible Hulk as well, wearing a very Planet Hulk gladiator outfit.
Yeah,
looking awesome as shit because I fucking love the Incredible Hulk, and I love the fact that they always use the same voice actor for him because I just love the way he does his yelling. And then the surprise for me was
Black Panther.
Black Panther Shuri.
Yeah, Shuri.
Not even just that it was Black Panther, but it being Shuri, which is a great move in my opinion, because she's a great character, and they used her in the MCU recently, and I think it's a good idea so the game isn't only men too. It's another good thing to do.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting that, like, in this trailer, you got Black Panther. It's like, oh, Black Panther's a lady. And then they had a bunch of different voice lines of people being like, Shuri, it's nice to see you again. Oh, Shuri, I can't believe that we have to fight. I'm like, okay, I get who it is. All
Shuri,
right.
my home man.
Like,
my hometown boy.
Not that I mean, you know, I don't know Black Panther lore all that much.
I don't know that much either, but it makes sense that she would, like, know Storm and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited, and there's, like, there's hints at who the next characters might be at the very end of the trailer.
There are?
Yeah,
okay.
so there's a point where it shows where it says, like, who will fight next. And there's a small section where it, like, flashes real quick. And it's like a quick the whole thing turns green, and there's, like, on the Spider-Man drawing on it, there's, like, a bunch of scratches on his face. It's like it's in this area somewhere.
Okay. So which team will assemble next?
Yeah, there.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of scratches on Spider-Man's face on the right top right. So whoever it is, like, hates Spider-Man. There's a number next to Doom, and then the left side it says 36 or 361.
Okay.
And then on the top right it says number 5. So people think this is a conspiracy
I'm
thing.
watching Pepe Sylvia in real time over here.
This is the current theory is that it's going to be Carnage.
Okay.
Is the current theory because it's 361. That's his first appearance. It's Carnage's first appearance.
Okay.
So people are like 80% sure, but the other people are thinking maybe it's the Green Goblin possibly. Okay. Because of the fact that it turns green during that time.
It would be nice to see either one of them and not Venom. Yes. I feel like Venom's just been everywhere recently.
Yeah, and so people are very excited to see who it's going to be. Yeah. So that's the only thing we know so far.
Unless it's just shitty Venom. Like Mortal Kombat style, like capture. It's just not even animated and anything the same. It's just like Street Fighter the movie. Tom Hardy, shitty Venom.
That'd be funny.
I will take. That I will take.
But people are pretty sure it's going to be in whatever Doctor Doom's team is. Because I think the idea is that everybody here is the leader of their specific team. And so I think Ghost Rider is going to be leader of whatever
Midnight
his
Suns
is. And whatever Doctor Doom is going to be a leader of. So
have they announced how many characters of total?
They did, but I already forgot what it was. Okay. I'd have to look that up. Okay. When I get a chance.
I'm already looking up fucking Mandalorian seasons. That's fine. Let's see. For Invincible, we got the Rexplode Towel Skin Showcase.
This is probably the best DLC skin in the game so far.
Yep. This character just wearing a towel, and his junk is pixelated.
I love the fact they did that. They could have just easily set it to where you never see it, but they're like, no, we want you to know his dick is out.
Yep.
His Rex is ready to explode.
Yep. And they're also able to make a trailer where it's him and Duplicate and Adam Eve and just all the spurned characters from the show.
It's so fun. It's probably the everybody's favorite DLC skin so far.
Yeah,
because it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Did you buy it?
No, it's like $10 right now. Yeah. And I'm waiting to maybe get paid later. I love the tagline.
Yeah, there's nothing micro about this transaction. That's a good one.
It's a great line.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about where you're supposed to be naked, the Conquest skin.
Yeah, the Conquest one. Yeah. People were like, wait, if Rex can be pixelated, why can't we just have a fully pixelated Conquest? Yeah. This is basically everybody's thought process so far.
Good question. Let's see. We got a lot of fighting game stuff. Kunimitsu is coming to Tekken 8.
Neat.
This is a character that I'm not super duper familiar with.
Yeah, my knowledge of Tekken is super outdated because I didn't play anything past 6 all the way through.
Yeah,
at least story wise.
Apparently, this character was in 2 or Tag 2, and then gone, and then came back in 7 as the daughter of that character.
Okay,
she's kind of got a little cyber ninja fox mask. I have a hard time even evaluating what a fighter is like in Tekken because it's hard for me to understand if these moves are good or bad or fast or grapples or
I
what.
I have zero idea how Tekken works. It's the one fighting game I just cannot wrap my head around.
All I know is that everybody seems mad at Tekken 8 all the time for a number of reasons.
It's always like update related. It's like balancing issues and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't play the game, so I don't know anymore type of thing. So it's kind of insane.
But yeah, if you're playing Tekken 8, you got a new fighting character in there. Let's see. Michael, I'm going to have to lean heavily on you for Mr. Karate.
Oh, yeah.
City of Wolves.
So Mr. Karate is this great, like, fucking character that always has this one specific mask on at all times. And he's in like every SNK fighting game for some reason.
Okay.
And he's kind of like a good version of Akuma is the best way of putting him.
Okay.
Like he's just the best, and he's just constantly running around in this Tengu mask. In fact, Dan Hibiki's dad is supposed to be based on Mr. Karate because he had like that mask on when he died.
Okay.
Apparently. But I don't know. I don't remember too much about his lore outside of that. Nobody knows what he looks like.
Okay. He's wearing like a snappy ass business suit. Though.
Yeah, I think it has to be a new Mr. Karate because Mr. Karate is usually like a much older guy.
Okay.
And so that guy looks a lot thinner than I'm used to.
What I thought was interesting, though, is when I saw the season pass here with the characters, Mr. Karate is in May, but Kenshiro, that they've already announced, is in June.
Yeah.
So they announced, like, the one past the other. They were like, we need some fucking heat on this bullshit. Announce Fist of the North Star, for God's sake.
It's very strange, because he's been announced for months now.
Yeah.
And he's not coming out until next month, which is crazy. I didn't even realize they're already on Season Pass, too.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You really didn't play that game very much.
I really didn't. Which sucks, because I really like the series, but that game just does not fuck around.
Yeah.
So,
let's see. We got the release trailer for World Heroes Perfect, a game that I thought I had never seen before, and then the more I saw of it, the more I was like, oh, I played this game when it was new.
Yeah, I remember this game.
This is a Neo Geo fighting game from back in 1995 when I was a fucking junior in high school. And yeah, it was funny because I didn't recognize a lot of these characters, and I saw that guy with the mask.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, wait a minute, I remember that guy with the mask and that pirate guy. I remember that pirate guy too.
I remember seeing some arcades or some laundromats and stuff with this specific game in it.
Yeah,
and so that's why I vaguely remember it.
Yeah,
and it's very much a 95 game, if that makes sense, from the look of the sprites.
Yep,
and even just the way it plays.
Not a lot of mechanics, but you can go online. You can play online, and there's a bunch of different, like, you know, it's got all the normal stuff of modifiers and difficulty, and they've added a new like super gauge into it and stuff. So this just seems like the sort of thing that people do these days, where you could just put out an old ass Neo Geo game. It probably cost them like, you know, $400 to remaster, quote unquote, remaster this whole thing.
Yeah, and a lot of times they're fighting games and like arcade games that just never had a chance to really be beloved, quote unquote.
Yeah,
because these are either cult classics or just zero people have heard of them.
Right.
There's nothing in between.
I don't know. It was like I had to the knowledge was there, but boy, it took a while to dredge up watching this.
Yeah, once you see that mask guy, your brain just goes, I know what that fucking thing is.
I also recognize the guy with the tall hair. They're Ken and Ryu, the red-haired guy and the blue guy. Like, I remember that. The fucking off-brand M. Bison over there. And, like, it's all just, you know, Street Fighter did a whole number on the industry when it first came out.
Like, one of those guys just looks like Fei Long.
Yep. But, yeah, that's out now. You can go play that shit on Steam if you want. Let's see. We also got a revealed trailer for UFC, EA Sports UFC 6.
Oh yeah, they still make those games.
So they might have lost their FIFA license, but they still have the UFC license. I was actually curious because I don't know. John's into wrestling. You like Invincible. Like I don't know anybody that's into UFC. Like, is UFC still like a big thing?
It still is, as far as I know. The people that I know that still watch it, they still talk about it because it's one of those things that people still like to go out, like, cause it's like watching boxing, like, type of thing.
Yeah, people
just like to watch people get their ass beat,
okay,
sort of thing. And so every now and then they'll still do like pay-per-view type things of this and certain things. Like recently they were trying to do, I don't remember who it was, but some streamers trying to get Ronda Rousey and that one woman who got canceled from The Mandalorian season 1 to fight,
Gina Carano,
that they're going to fight or whatever.
Okay.
In a UFC fight, since neither of them's career has gotten anywhere in quite some time.
Okay.
And so, yeah, no, people still really like the UFC games. And also, people just like fucking around with these games because they're so stupid. Mm-hmm. So I can also see that being the reason these games still
also
work.
I mean, I can be honest with you, like, they're pretty decent character models, especially if you like jiggle the camera all around like they are in this trailer, and you don't get a chance to really see them being all robotic and shit like they are in the WWE games. This looks better to me. This looks more like a modern game than the WWE games recently have.
Yeah,
like, they actually worked on this for a few years as opposed to just crapping one out every other year in order to get the money.
Like these character models are actually really detailed. The thing that's always wonky I've heard from these games is some of the fighting itself. That's more because it's hard to make these types of fighting styles like work in this sort of realistic way.
Yeah. To have a bunch of disparate fighting styles that still have to be able to interact with each other no matter what the matchup is.
Yeah. And I've never heard too many bad things about this specific series because I've watched a few YouTubers play them.
Yeah.
But they always like what they do is they set like the hit to the max. So whenever anybody gets hit, they go down immediately.
Okay.
So it makes for some very funny sequences.
All right.
But yeah.
It also looks like they've got like a whole story mode and some other bullshit and the people that you want to see.
And it's M-rated, so I think that's the other reason why it's different from like the wrestling games or the boxing games because they're willing to be bloody and have people's bones and shit break.
All right.
Every
time I hear about UFC, it was like, who's the guy from Swingers?
Oh, Jon Favreau?
Is that Jon Favreau?
From the one who directed Swingers?
The one who directed Iron Man.
Yeah, Jon Favreau. Yeah, speaking of The Mandalorian, he also made that.
There was like a subplot in Friends where he's like a tech billionaire that wants to become a UFC fighter. He just gets his ass kicked a couple of times and then like breaks up with Monica, and that's it. Yeah,
I forgot that was the plot of that. Whenever I think about the UFC games, there was a guy who streamed a UFC pay-per-view fight by pretending to stream one of these games. Like he just had a controller in his hand and was just like, oh my god, I'm losing or whatever.
Oh wow.
But he was just like streaming the thing.
That's fucking hilarious.
It was awesome.
You put like a real-time AI filter over it to just kind of make it look a little bit more like a video game or something.
Apparently got away with it for a while until somebody pointed it out. It was very funny.
Let's see. We got the launch trailer for Dead as Disco. I fucking love this shit. It's in early access. Very flashy. Basically, Rock Band meets Arkham Combat. You can import your own songs, which is my favorite part. I showed Michael a few of them yesterday. It was pretty fun.
It's pretty cool.
And they've got a whole roadmap where they're going to be adding in. The story isn't complete. They're going to be adding in new dialogue and bosses and stuff. Very flashy. Very just kind of in your face dopamine overload. A lot of good music. Yeah, it's really good stuff. Go
really
watch
cool.
the video Amanda and I made. We were so afraid that we ended the video and then we did a bunch of content with licensed songs just in case I had to cut the entire back half of the video off.
Oh, okay.
But Avril Lavigne saved me by copyright striking my video so that it just couldn't be monetized, but it wasn't suppressed. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
We knew it. Avril Lavigne's an ally to YouTube.
That's right. Avril Lavigne is RageSelect's #1 fan, apparently. That's not true. If it is, you got to call me, Avril.
Well, it's clearly Avril Lavigne's grandma. We've been over this.
Let's see. We got a development diary for Control Resonant with a few some kind of new stuff in here. They were talking a lot about the different factions from Control and how you're going to see pretty much everyone from Control or all the different kind of monster factions, the Hiss, the Fungus.
Because there's a lot of stuff that's inside of the building that you fight that I was very excited to see in the trailer, like that just escape containment.
Mm-hmm. But then they also said there's going to be a bunch of other stuff. They also said they took into consideration the lack of enemy variety, so they're putting in a lot of different enemies. Okay. So one of the enemies is just a bus.
Oh,
like, okay,
sure, yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we had a lot of trouble figuring out how to make a bus attack people, but we did it. And I was like, okay,
I love that for them.
They also specifically said that there's going to be backstory audio logs that you can pick up and listen to while you're fighting and traversing the game, and I'm like, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, for God's
fucking
sake.
Christ. I'm always frustrated when a game doesn't let you do that.
And you try to walk away. Also, there was a really weird thing where the director of this game was like, yeah, I try not to play other games because I feel like the iconography for all video games is tightening up so that it all kind of looks the same. And I didn't want to be influenced by other games art style. And I'm like, well, you do what you got to do, man.
No, yeah, that actually makes some sense, because that's caused the downfall of a lot of games where people are like, well, I started playing this game and I was like, we should implement this because I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't do that. Let the game progress as it is, and then see what happens afterwards, type of thing.
Yeah. They also talked just a little bit about how even though they've got just like straight up monsters in here, they still have people doing like motion capture. There's like with this one guy that did all of the hiss motion capture, who they just let get out there and fucking jiggle around and seize and stuff. And apparently he did a lot of the motion capture for a lot of the different monsters in the game.
Fun.
So
that must be super sore at all times.
Yeah. Also, I mean, there was a story I cut from the last segment that was about how apparently Remedy's financials are doing well.
Well, that's good.
Like, they lost a little bit of money last year, but that's amazing considering how big of a flop Firebreak was.
Yeah.
That they only lost a little bit of money.
And also compared to what has happened to them before.
Yes.
Because for a lot of people were like, well, why did Alan Wake 2 take so long? It's like, well, the fun thing is that Alan Wake made no money.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's why it didn't happen for a long time.
None of you motherfuckers bought that shit.
Exactly. So luckily it seems like the times have caught up to Remedy. Mm-hmm. And so now they're doing well, which makes me happy.
And Control Resonant looks really cool. I really want to play it.
Oh god, it looks fantastic.
I really want to play it.
And I'm still excited for whenever the Max Payne stuff,
the
remake stuff happens.
Yeah,
because we know that's still being worked on.
Yep.
So yeah.
Let's see. We got the launch trailer here for Industria 2. Speaking of weirdness, this is a very strange game. It's kind of like a Half-Life ish.
Okay.
The first one was kind of well beloved. It's about like kind of parallel dimensions where they created people going between dimensions, and they created an AI to catalog the different dimensions, and then that AI woke up and started doing crazy shit. There's like kind of a lot of weird like biomechanical stuff. It's like a first person game. It's got some kind of Metro vibes to it a little bit.
I can see that, yeah.
Big problems at launch. There's been a lot of technical issues that they've been trying to fix.
That's a shame.
Because it got real mixed review scores. There's an article also that I cut about the main developer being like, yeah, it's a real nut kick when you spend like 5 years working on a game. It's got like a 48% thumbs up on Steam, but apparently they're working on trying to get it fixed. I don't know. It kind of makes me interested because I look at this and I'm like, this does kind of look a little bit like grungy Half-Life 2 meets Atomic Heart almost.
Yeah. Which is not a bad thing overall, but if the game's acting weird, then yeah, it makes sense to want to wait to see if they can get it fixed.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that the developers aren't just like, well, maybe that's you problem type of thing. Because we've seen that happen before with Mind's Eye.
Yeah, I don't know. It also has a little bit of like, I guess some Atomfall vibes from it a little bit.
I can see that
like
too, actually.
Retro.
It's just like there's a lot of like specific games it reminds me of.
Yeah.
I think, but like in a good way. I don't mean that as in like, it's just a copy of a copy or whatever. It's
I do like these robot ants. I like robot ants a lot.
A little more spider-like.
Yeah, I guess they got do have 8 legs.
Yeah, because they got like the back end that like the way a spider is.
Yeah,
they got the junk in their back, the spider trunk.
Oh boy. Well, once you played Huntsman and Resident Evil Requiem, boy, you don't worry anymore. But yeah, that's out right now. So go take a look. Another game we didn't get to last week was Motor Slice.
Oh.
This is a game that's actually on Game Pass. It's like a third-person game where you play as this like young lady with a chainsaw sword, the kind of a stylized kind of anime simplistic style, and you're doing kind of melee battles with out-of-control robots.
Interesting.
Like loader robots and like backhoes and stuff.
Some fun traversal stuff too.
Yeah, using the chainsaw as a traversal method is pretty fun. So yeah, it got pretty decent reviews. I was thinking about playing it last week, and then we ended up playing some other stuff instead. So
yeah, it looks interesting. It's a little rough around the edges, but that could be fine depending on how the game itself is.
It's weird because it's a real question mark. Like the trailer doesn't go like play me now. It's like that's interesting. I don't know, but I guess it's good that it's on Game Pass. I'm pretty sure it's on Game Pass.
I will look it up later.
Speaking of Game Pass, also Terratech Legion came out last week on Game Pass. Terratech Legion. Terratech was a game where you built a combat car. So it's like real modular Legos. You put stuff on certain places. Terratech Legion is Vampire Survivors with the Lego car.
That's kind of fun.
So when you do get your upgrades, you get a choice of a few different things, and then you can bolt guns in different directions to different sides of your car. You can add like additional wheels and armor and stuff, and then you just drive around and do the Vampire Survivors thing.
That's really fun.
I played the demo for it a long time ago, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is good." But the full version is out now, so
that's nice.
Take a look. Also, I got to tell you, the was it you and I that played the Deep Rock Galactic Vampire Survivors game?
I don't remember.
I don't even know if I've ever even played.
No,
that
we
on the
did.
channel.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because it was a Patreon, I think.
Okay, that one's also pretty fun. I don't know. I like me a good Vampire Survivors style game.
Well,
so.
I think it's fun that they accidentally, or not accidentally, that they caused this chain reaction of like, oh, this is a thing people really like, and it won't cost us a lot to make.
Right, and we could do it on our existing engine. We could take our engine and zoom it out and make a Vampire Survivors.
It's a really, really smart move on a lot of these guys' parts.
Let's see. Next up, did you see the trailer for Beast Link?
No, I heard about it though.
Matt messaged me and was like, "Oh, I'm super excited." And I was like, "Oh, you didn't read the description." So this is a kaiju game where they show a bunch of kind of third-person people driving, running, shooting. But apparently, there's like a mechanic in the game where you can inhabit a kaiju, like you can shoot the kaijus, and then you can eventually go into their bodies and take control of them. This is a multiplayer game. This is a multiplayer game.
This is an asynchronous one?
I don't know. It seems that way. I can't entirely tell. But it is a multiplayer game, which was what I told Matt. He was like, "Ah, damn it," because it looks pretty. The trailer looks
well. The idea is
interesting.
awesome, but once you with the second, it's like, oh, by the way, it's a multiplayer game. You just it's like, well, fuck you.
Yep.
So,
but Michael, I regret to inform you that there's also there was another thing in this trailer that you may or may not have picked up on that should be a huge red flag. Huge red flag.
Well. I was looking around to be sure, but I'm not 100% certain on it.
What do you think?
I'm guessing some AI usage?
Nope. Well, maybe, but not that. Let's go way back to the beginning.
Oh, wait, the fucking name. That's right. Because my brain was like, I know Grove Street Games. And I was trying to remember why I knew that name.
Uh-huh.
And now, yeah.
They're the ones that did the remasters of all the Grand Theft Autos.
Because they did technically use AI sort of things to try to do that, which was a horrible, horrible, horrible mess.
Yep.
I can't believe they let them keep the name.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can copyright Grove Street.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like, I feel like somebody would have bullied them into it at this point.
I mean, there's a lot of blame to go around in that story, thinking that like Rockstar pushed them to get that shit out with zero budget away, and that the only way they could really do it was through the AI bullshit. But it's just like, you guys have had a big failure, so that makes me really nervous about this.
Well, that and the game doesn't really I know it's early access, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of stuff about it just doesn't look great, because that's why I thought AI right away, because I'm like, well, some of this just doesn't look very good. But I don't know how much of that's early access and how much of it's just AI
it's hard to keep up, man. It's hard to, like, you have to do fucking research for every game that you want to take a look at. Like, hard to say.
Well, depending on what the actual multiplayer for this game is, I can see maybe they'll add a way of like doing this by yourself type of thing. I don't know.
Or no, part of it looked like a multiplayer, like Earth Defense Force multiplayer, and I'm like,
if that's the case, I'm cool with that.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Maybe we can all do a video together if it's that type of game.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. We got the season 3 launch of Battlefield 6. They're already on a third season.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I didn't realize the game had been out long enough to do third seasons.
They're adding in some bigger maps, which was one of the complaints when the game first came out. A remake of, I think it was a Battlefield 4 map, Railway to something.
Oh, okay.
They're adding some new weapons, new skins, new stuff. I mean, part of that big profit from EA that we talked about was Battlefield 6.
And laying off a giant amount of people who worked on Battlefield 6.
Yep. Big success. In fact, there was actually a little bit of a controversy where before this trailer came out, Battlefield had pre-orders for the 3rd season, even when there was no information at all.
Jesus.
Which is something that apparently they've done before in Apex, but people are still like, I don't know about pre-ordering a season pass for something that I don't even know what's in it.
Especially after laying off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe this will be terrible.
Yeah. And there's another Cairo map, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, if you're into Battlefield, it looks like there's a bunch of stuff in here to check out.
These multiplayer trailers are always like, it's never like this in the game.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Battlefield 6 though, it's fun. I liked what I played of it. The single player was dick, but like,
yeah, a lot of these realistic shooters are not really knowing how to do single player stories anymore, and that's really actually very disappointing, to be honest.
Yep. Let's see. Abiotic Factor is getting a new expansion.
Oh, fun.
Called Cosmic Companions, where you can make pets out of a lot of the monsters in the game.
Oh, cool.
Additionally, there's like a new alchemy system where you can create potions that will boost your speed or give you more durability or things like that. So
fun. And it can go wrong is the other thing that's fun about it.
And then there's also some new like watches, like a watch thing that can be used to create like Duke Nukem decoys or stealth or things like that. So
that's really fun. You really like the hell out of this game.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the trailer where they said they made the ending better because the ending was a little. But
okay.
But this is great. I mean, all this stuff is usually free updates.
Yeah,
so.
That's good, and it's available now.
Yep. We're gonna reveal a trailer for Fireteam Elite 2 today. This isn't much of a reveal trailer. It's mostly just kind of a CG trailer of like 3 colonial marines shooting at a bunch of aliens. One of them has fucking Vasquez's headband on, and then like a door opens, like somebody unwelds a door and it opens up, and a guy with a smart gun comes in and shoots more aliens, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's more of the same, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But people really actually like that game.
I mean, I'll be honest, at the end, they do have some gameplay, and it does look better than the first game. Like, it's got better lighting engine, the character models are a little bit more detailed, everything is just a little bit better looking, obviously. Online, games you can play with your buddies is good right now. Like, I'm
also a fan of the shooting ones, type of thing. Like, ones that aren't just about... like,
repo.
Yeah. Like I'm a big fan of the ones that are like, because I was such a big fan of Halo Firefight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When games can give me that sort of feel to it and I have a fun time, I actually love that.
I think
like
Jason and I played the first one of these.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty fun. Let's see. Speaking of weird outer space horror, we got an announcement trailer for a game called Angels in Orbit. And I don't know what this is, but it's like somebody on a space station trying to survive while literal horror God stuff is happening. And when I say God, I mean like the Christian Lord.
Yeah.
Like, like there's like biblically accurate angels. There's like, fucking...
oh wow, yeah, that is straight up a biblically accurate angel.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like, what's the one called? The cherubim, which is like little kid with all the animals around it.
Yeah.
There's like fucking Virgin Marys and all kinds of stuff, but all in a very like it's gonna kill you space horror kind of way, which I think is interesting.
I'm more surprised it took somebody this long to be like, wait a second, the Bible's horrific.
Yeah, and it seems like it also might have some kind of like some kind of roguelike setup to it where
there's a lot of really cool design work here.
You like the face that comes off of the it's got the skull robot underneath the face robot.
Like, that's so fun. I love that. That's awesome.
And all this kind of livery that you're seeing all around with different stuff. Apparently there's like a robot that you can upgrade. I don't know what that is or how or why or anything else, but I'm like, this is cool. I like this kind of Dead Space but with Jesus.
Yeah. I love the idea of just like taking all the Old Testament horrific God stuff and then using it as a horror game.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed it took this long.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till Fox News finds out about this.
Yeah, Angels in Orbit. It was announced. I was like, this is the most exciting one for me in this set of trailers.
That's so fucking cool.
You know, the only other time I think I've seen it is in Bayonetta, right? Where the Legion of the Lord is like the bad guy, the horrible bad guys wearing like golden masks, but underneath they're just fucking monsters.
Like gaming-wise, there's not a lot of it. The television does it all the time, but gaming-wise, I feel like more people should fuck around with that idea.
Yeah. Speaking of Repo did get an update.
I actually like the idea of Repo quite a bit. Like I've always been a big fan of these types of things.
Yeah.
It's just I don't play a lot of these games because there's not a lot of people I know that
we don't have like a good ongoing friend slop group.
No, it's just not a thing.
Stuff.
Like the thing that frustrates me about these games is the fact that if all of these came out when I was in high school, this is all I would be doing.
Yep.
Type of thing.
Yep.
Instead, I grew up in the Rock Band generation where everybody wanted to play Rock Band and I didn't.
Yeah, a bunch of new outfits. A bunch of new like a leaf blower. There's like magic wands. A bunch of new stuff in there. There's like a little radio that you can use to up the morale of your people. Yeah, they keep adding stuff to Repo, and it all looks like funky and weird, and new little mini games and stuff. It's all crazy. I remember when I watched the full update where they did the thing where when you die, you have a little battery that recharges, and you can cash it in to talk just for a minute, or just jump a little bit, as you can just be like, help me, but then when it comes out it's all like staticky and radio and stuff. So yeah,
what a great game.
Yep. The only issue with the friend slap stuff is that none of it's on consoles.
No.
And I'm like, peak on the Switch would be huge.
It would be huge.
Like, come on.
Yeah, none of them are on consoles, and people keep like making fake versions of these games on consoles, which is the other thing that frustrates me.
Let's see. We got this is I think not a friend slap game, but another one of my favorite, the Find the Anomaly game called Only Humans on Board, and it's literally about you being like the refreshment cart on an airplane or on a train or something, and you're looking for people and checking their IDs, and in this apparently if you don't do it right, at the end they show just like this kind of horrifying scene where everybody's dead. There's just a giant shadowy figure and you've got a gun, which
so you have to verify like that only humans are on board, which is the name of the title basically. That's really fun.
Let's see, Death Howl is getting an update called Rebirth, free update that makes the game a lot harder.
Okay. We already had a tough time with it.
Yep. If you need the game to be that much harder, apparently there's this new upgrade, this new system where you can check on or off different multipliers. It changes the cards. It upgrades some of the enemies, as well as a few other things. So if you're one of them difficulty sickos that wasn't already getting their nuts kicked by Death Howl, then you can do this upgrade.
No, we really liked what we played with it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I went back to play it a little bit. I was just like, I just don't know if I want to look at this for a huge amount of time.
No, I get it. The story was the main thing that kept me interested too.
Let's see. If you want an entirely different kind of thing, there's a trailer this week for Ram Fights. And this is basically some kind of, it looks very kind of goat simulator-y, where it's two rams and you're like knocking their heads together. I don't know if it's like a rock, paper, scissors type of thing. This trailer has a lot of just rams hitting their horns up against each other.
Yeah, and then at one point, or at the beginning, it had like a Matrix kick too.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is happening here?
But then there's also this thing where there's like different armor you could put on your ram, but then also they show that there's like cows and bulls and chickens and goats and stuff, and I'm like,
so it's just a livestock fighting thing,
pretty much
in general.
I just don't know like how much is there's like if it's like a real-time battling or like turn-based or card-based or some other auto battler with stats. Like it could be a lot of different things.
Yeah, because when a ram fights another ram, they just sort of slam into each other, and then but they're showing that they also like can kick each other and stuff like that. So it all depends on what it is that you actually will be doing in the game, and whether or not this will be fun or not.
And there's a wish list on Steam at the moment.
I feel like that Ram Fights logo is going to get them in trouble because it reminds me of the Ram truck logo. So hopefully the Ram trucks don't notice that anytime soon.
We got the launch trailer for Adorable Adventures. I almost did a video for this week. It's where you play as a little baby boar.
Oh yeah,
and you're like in a park, and it's just a real cute little piggy. Sniffing and wandering around, and like you're supposed to be finding all of your siblings and having shenanigans and fun times. It's just very, very cute little game.
I love that this is the thing about gaming that I love is that there's no one type of game.
Yeah.
Like it could be just these little cozy things. It could be Rams fighting to the death.
Yep.
Or it could be people trying to do capitalism.
Yep. Let's see. We also got the launch trailer for Wax Heads. We have a video on this out by the time you see this. This is an interesting game where you're playing as the counterperson at a record store. People come in asking for recommendations. You've got to like look through the records and find stuff, but it's also got this backstory. The person that runs the store used to be in this band with their sister, but then the sister left the band and got super popular, but now they're back in town and everybody's old. And but there's also just like a shitload of full-on fake bands with full-on real songs in the game. So, Amanda and I played it. It's very charming. It's got a very charming art style. And it looks like there's some other stuff that you end up doing later in the game. It's very Scott Pilgrim vibes. Very Scott Pilgrim works at a record store vibes.
I can see that, yeah.
So
it's a fun time looking thing, though.
And they just have a lot of the fake albums just are perfect. They're perfect the way they're out.
Nice.
Jackbox Party Pack 12 was announced.
12 now?
Yep.
Fucking hell.
They had this whole weird trailer where they've got like a bunch of different things where they're smashing things with a drill press, and it's like crushing it through the ages. So it's a bunch of different. It starts with a rock that says "to Oog from Og," and then it, like as it goes on, there's like chicken dinners and like things from different eras, like a tea set and Jello mold from like the '60s, and they keep putting them in different. Like the different numbered containers, and then at the end they crush the little Jackbox head, and now it's Jackbox Party Pack 12. So it's pretty fun. Also, I mean, just watching shit get crushed is fun.
Yeah, that's just also fun. One of those was a Dreamcast controller, I think.
Yeah. One of those 40 hands from 2013, I guess.
Oh, yeah. That was the thing that happened for a while.
Heated Rivalry from 2024, even though that's fucking this year.
Well, the show was. I think it was. I don't know when the book or something came
maybe that
out.
was the book.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last, we got the Subnautica 2 early access trailer. Actually, you know what? Hold off on that for a second. We got our Xbox May games.
Okay.
Or first half. So right now, we've already got, I guess, Wheel World is already there. Oh, they put Wildgate on there. That's fun. That's that online adversarial multiplayer spaceship game.
Yeah.
Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. I hate that game. Don't play it. Mixtape is out this week, which is getting just phenomenal reviews across the board.
Far, yeah.
Outbound we'll come back to in a second. And then that Call of the Elder Gods game that we looked at, some of the trailers is 12th.
Nice.
Elite Dangerous on both cloud and console on May 12th. Doom Dark Age is back. Subnautica 2 on the 14th, and Forza Horizon 6 on the 19th. It's a pretty solid lineup.
Very solid lineup.
Game Pass.
There's some other like licensed stuff in there, like the Ben 10 game, but you know that happens all the time.
Yeah,
you get some games that aren't like, that's fine.
We also got, as I mentioned, the Subnautica 2 early access cinematic trailer. They show a guy, like, you know, trying to get an artifact while the other people in his team are all getting killed in horrible ways by underwater monsters, and at the end he leaves and goes up to the surface, or tries to escape the one monster, only to at the end of the trailer find himself sitting next to the giant eyeball of the new Leviathan.
Oh jeez.
In the game. So yeah, full on release date, as mentioned before, May 14th. May 14th.
I know they extended the window, so I wonder if they'll end up getting that bonus after all.
I don't know. Hopefully. It's weird, though, because it's on Game Pass. Does Game Pass count towards the
I
bonus.
don't know. That's a good point.
If it was always going to be on Game Pass, maybe that's what rattled them because they knew that they were going to get a dedicated payout no matter what from Microsoft that was already going to put them at X units or whatever.
That's fucking wild if that's the case.
But so then I also mentioned that game Outbound, the that one where you have the VW. The Volkswagen bus with the big solar punk shit on top. That game was also supposed to come out on May 14th, but they moved up to May 11th because they were like, we do not want to be in the splash zone of fucking Subnautica 2 going into early access.
It's hilarious how many games scare other games.
Yep.
And Subnautica 2 scaring another cozy game is kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you're getting Outbound a little bit early. We also, great news, Michael, great news. This might be the thing I'm most excited on the entire podcast for. Mina the Hollower finally has a release date.
Oh, thank fucking Christ.
It's been so long. May 29th, it's releasing, and Silksong set the market cap, $20.
That's good.
$20 for Mina the Hollower. Apparently that Scott Pilgrim game sold bad at $30. So
I'm not surprised by that because I ended up buying it because of this weird Cash App sale thing.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I ended up getting it. I also found out it's a sequel to the Netflix show.
That makes sense.
So
makes some sense. So yeah, Mina the Hollower. That for anybody who doesn't know, that's the new game from the Shovel Knight guys. It's been in development for a long time. Really hoping that it does well.
Same.
I want 100 versions of Mina the Hollower. All right, Michael, do you remember the game Ruse?
Vaguely.
It was like a Ubisoft published console RTS with a weird, it was like a World War II console RTS.
That's the only thing I remember about it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I never touched it.
Okay. Game's been gone for a long time, but apparently the guys that developed this for Ubisoft finally got the rights back, and now it's back on Steam.
Oh, wow.
So if you want, you can buy Ruse.
I wonder if they're going to try to like make another one if it does well.
I don't know. It is $30, which again is a little bit much for a game that old.
Yeah, and especially an RTS that's that old.
I don't even think it's like super remastered or anything. It's just like, here you go.
Yeah, here's Ruse again.
But if you're into it, we got some whiffs that that NetherRealm might be making Injustice 3.
Yeah, so this I think we talked about this off mic at one point.
Yeah,
is that I've heard some conflicting stuff, which is one that maybe it's Injustice 3, or two, it might be just a DC fighting game.
Okay,
maybe based on DC KO possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I would be fine with either one. I would like a more normal DC fighting game.
There's an article from MP First that says that one of the Warner Brothers game employees' like resume literally had Injustice 3 on it, and so I don't know if that
could go either way.
It could go either way. Also,
they might have changed it since then. If based on other rumors that are going around
from the reporting, apparently both Aquaman and Superman's voice actors have just been real fucking blasé and cavalier with like, yeah, man, there's another Injustice I was working on this weekend type of thing. So
voice actors are hilarious about that.
They don't know.
They will
shit.
not. They don't understand that things are secret. They're just like, look, I've been working on this thing for a while. Or like when Steve Bloom was like, yeah, I'm back in the recording booth, maybe doing something involving Wolverine. They're like, what does that? What does that mean?
Right. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe we'll find out soon. Speaking of threes, there's also been some slight buzz that there might be a Dishonored 3. This is a real weird one. Somebody posted a screenshot. Arcane Studios said thanks for playing, of old Dishonored. Arcane Studios came out and said thanks for playing, and then there was kind of like it got a huge amount of engagement online, and so people are like, well, if people online show this much interest, it might indicate to the company that there is interest enough to spool up another one.
Don't have to bring up a new Arcane.
Also, this is weird. Outer Worlds is getting the original Outer Worlds is getting an update. This is weird because it's removing all of the SKUs for Outer Worlds and replacing them with just the Spacer's Choice Edition that has the DLCs. So literally delisting like just the game. But then they're also patching the game to include grenades.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like the original Outer Worlds.
It's just getting grenades.
It's just getting grenades. Didn't have them before. Gonna have them now.
Very strange.
I mean, I think that Outer Worlds 2 had grenades.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I think that
it was a big deal at the time. I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were just like, well, we figured it out. Just I don't know, fucking put it in the first one.
Yeah.
So
good for them? Question mark.
And we're wrapping up with a couple of quick things. So apparently the Nuka girl from Fallout.
Yeah,
she's like a little kind of retro babe space lady. They're putting out a statue.
Oh, that's really nice looking too.
Yeah. Apparently it's 500. It's about 500. There's a $550 version one.
Oh.
And there's like a $400 unpainted one. Also, I think it's a little weird. You see the lady's face. It doesn't look anything like the face in the original artwork.
I wonder if this is because it's not like officially made, maybe, because that happens sometimes.
Yeah. Because this is Gaming Heads putting this out.
Yeah, then it's probably just to keep in case somebody mentions something to them.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with those statues.
If you got a lot of money and you don't know what to do with it, Kingdom Come Deliverance is putting out $180 perfume.
Okay, sure. Why not?
That's based on notes of... Well, it's interesting because in the game, it's like you pick a bunch of stuff to make potions, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so they're using like the lavender and apples and stuff that you pick up, in the game, along with like some leather and bottom notes, blah, 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 blah. But it's only for sale in Europe. So I guess if you have $180 to waste and you're really into Injustice, you can go get this. It sounds like it's going to be fine. It's like the fucking Leon jacket. It's just one of those incredibly expensive tie-ins.
It's one of those things that like I think is hilarious in the new age of nerds and geeks is that a lot of them spend money on stupid shit.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I do too. So yeah. If
you want something that's less bank breaking, there's a little Lego Sega Genesis.
Oh.
$40. It's real little though. It's real little. It's about the size of a notebook. It's got a little hidden Sonic inside of it. It's got a little Sonic cartridge and a few different controllers. It's real small, but it is $40, which is affordable for a fucking Lego thing.
Yeah, it does explain why the controllers look so weird.
Yes. Yeah. Because they're not trying to like embed them or anything. It's just kind of a picture of a D-pad.
Yeah, I'm so used to those like really detailed Nintendo ones. Yeah. It's almost like Sega walked up to them and they're just like, no one gives a shit about you.
Make it a quarter of the cost. Yeah.
No one's going to buy you, Sega. What's wrong with you?
And last but not least, is an interesting mod for Resident Evil Requiem where they put the merchant from Resident Evil 4 into Resident Evil Requiem.
It looks like they give Leon like a Leon 2 as well.
I'm not sure if that's even an unlockable thing that we just haven't seen yet. But
it's hard to tell with some of these modders.
Also, this looks like the street at the beginning of the game.
It is,
so,
yeah. They just put him out there with his table.
Oh, was there an upgrade box that we missed in that part of the game?
No, I think he just added them to show like proof of concept type of thing.
And he only has the like one line, the like welcome stranger. But he says he's going to be adding more lines from the character.
That's probably this is probably just proof of concepting things then if that's the case.
Which is cool. I mean, we're into a part of that game where you got there's a bunch of buying and selling to be had and you just do it through a real sterile box interface. So
having him there would make that a little more interesting.
Yeah. And that's our show. Still managed to go over, even with all that. Michael, where can everybody find you when you're not over here, helping me remember the shit that apparently just fell directly out of my brain?
You can find me on OneOfUs.net. We do a lot of movie and television reviews. You can also find me on YouTube under Supermaniacs. It's a Superman podcast I do sometimes.
There you go. And hey, patreon.com/RageSelect is where you go if you want to help keep the site running and in business. As mentioned, Michael and I are playing through Resident Evil Requiem, so and we've been having a really good time. I finally had a week where everything came up fucking Millhouse. Nothing bad happened to me outside of one bad thing that did happen. No, wait, I forgot there was a bad thing that happened to me. So I haven't had just an unvarnished good week in Resident Evil. Well, outside of the first one. The first one was great.
That first one was really good. Yeah, this latest one was surprisingly good, except for a couple of things that was fucking hilarious.
Yes. I'm constantly getting fucked in that game, and it's kind of awesome. Yeah. Anyway, come help us out. And with that, I need to go look up this season 3. I don't remember. I'm like, Did I get Eternal Sunshine? Was it so bad that I invented the technology for Eternal Sunshine and wiped it and the technology from my brain at the same time? I don't know. I gotta know. I gotta go look at it.
Turns out you dated Jim Carrey, and you never know.
Yeah. Maybe in 6 months you'll be like, remember season 3 of Mandalorian? I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So we'll see how it goes. All right, bye everybody.